Up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke. Your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, week, your month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause I'm there for you too.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
Slaves used to work all day, every day, with no pay. But they got free food, water, and shelter. Today, we work all day, nearly every day, and we get paid. But the money we make, we spend on food, water, and shelter. We're still slaves. The only thing that has changed is the illusion of freedom.
I just know we found something so wild of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground when you
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
I am struggling extremely with mental health issues, and I am trying to do that whilst being FTFE. And unfortunately, talking to flat earthers is quite painful.
All right. Thank you, Craig.
Law. Nowhere in nature or in a controlled environment can we ever produce a volume outside of containment.
What's that?
Has gas been seen or
What's that, brother?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
Now let me see you drop it to the floor, drop it to the floor, then.
Esta es una historia triste la que le voy a contar. Una historia triste la que le voy a contar. No tiene doble sentido, no vayan a mal pensar.
Chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana, banana, banana.
I remember when I lost my mind.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got our fart girl, and I'm the only one here to catch it. Right in tune, right, guys? All right. Good to see everybody. Look at everybody that's here. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, our regular Tuesday night. Yes, I'm a little bit early today because I got to go set doors tomorrow morning. Should be fun. It's supposed to be a little nicer outside. We'll be inside, sorta. I don't know. I don't think the doors and shit have, well, the windows have been set. Doors, I don't know if the exterior doors have been set yet. I haven't been up to that job site in a while, but we'll see when we get there tomorrow. But anyway, the point being is that if it is cold, it's not too bad inside there. But you know how that goes. We'll see what happens. Had a productive day today. Got to play with my tile craft a little bit, putting some tiling up on a kitchen counter. And that was a little fun playing with my wet saw and shit. I had to get back into the idea. And then I discovered it did something I didn't know it does. There's a setting on it so you can put a chamfer on the fucking edges after you cut it. Oops. Well, I've only had it for a couple of years and I just now discovered that. So that oh man, I was doing it the hard way, man. I was using a file. Shit, all I got to do is the table tilts up. It's where you pour the water in, right? It's like a lid, but then it's also the table, so that when you pull it up, there's these things. I looked and it's like, what the fuck is that? And you fold them down and it says 45, and I'm like, what? And there's a little place for those legs to set in, and it sets you at 45. So you put the tile on it like that, and when it runs the edge along that grit on the saw, it cuts that 45 off for you. Wish I'd have known that. I would have spent less money on bullnose, bullnose.
Yeah.
Live and learn. You know what they say.
Yeah.
That's how we get with that. Well, you got
hard
a lot
to be
of people.
smarter than Tool.
We got age restricted last night.
We did.
The show got age restricted last night. And I'm like, what? And they said, you're age restricted because you. And so they give me a timestamp. Here's an example. It's like, okay, so I clicked on that timestamp and it come up, and it was when somebody mentioned that reporter whose mother's supposedly been kidnapped, and when Cubby says, oh no, man, that's fake, like that. And I'm like,
really?
Okay, what the fuck else? What is it? No, they were just looking for anything they could put on there to restrict that, because that's something that's hot. That's hot. Yeah. They don't want people saying, oh, that shit's fake. Of course it's fake. It doesn't have any of the markings of a real crime. It's really overblown now to the point where the whole scheme, if it were a kidnapping scheme, would be ruined by now. Because they say don't get the police involved, don't get the press involved. Now there's like every fucking station of the media is camped out on her front yard.
Yep.
You figured out. Well, they changed the pizza code word to jerky. We figured they would most likely do something like that after the WikiLeaks shit came out, and it was like, oh, we're gonna have to. I was like, they're not going to use the same codes in the future. They're going to come up with something else. And the way you see it is the way they talk about it. Like, what's the best way to freeze jerky? To keep it. And that's the whole point of jerky is you don't have to freeze it or anything. So they're not really talking about jerky. One of the emails talks about I will walk the jerky up to Jeffrey. What the fuck is that? Walk the jerky up to
Is it still mooing? I don't know.
Like,
isn't it beef jerky?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what they're calling it. That's what they're calling it. And then there was a purchase order found, a receipt for the purchase of 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid to Epstein Island. I don't know. Let's use your imagination a little bit. And given the circumstances, what in the fuck would you need with 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid?
I ain't got a use for it.
Well, there's another thing that I found too was an email to Steve Bannon from a house that he was renting or leased, talking about that the hot tub had been exposed to acid. And Bannon saying, oh, well, just, contact my assistant about that and they'll straighten it out or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck are you people doing with acid? Well, we already know. Think Breaking Bad. Think Ozark. Right? I mean, that's what they do, man. They dissolve. I mean, first off, wouldn't that be kind of a red flag to anybody that's, even if you're ordering a 55-gallon drum of sulfuric acid, it's like, what do you need that for? It would kind of throw up a red flag. I'd maybe let somebody know, hey, I don't have anything concrete, but this guy just bought 330 gallons of fucking sulfuric acid. Maybe keep an eye out, or something.
Yeah. It's a little suspect, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, wow, these people are horrible. And I hope people are starting to see now, based on what's coming out, that I wasn't just jerking your chain. And this goes back years ago when I said these fucking people are satanic, vampiric, cannibalistic freaks. People said, oh, come on. I'm like, no, this goes all the way up to the Pope, Ninth Circle rituals. I did a search for Ninth Circle and the Epstein emails. And there was like pages of shit that came up. I haven't looked into any of them, or read them yet. I haven't had time. But it was like, wow. So how many times have you ever emailed somebody about Ninth Circle rituals?
I don't think I ever have.
Right. This guy's like got all kinds of fucking pages of emails that mention Ninth Circle. And y'all need to, that's another rabbit hole. We'll go down that one night. We'll go into the whole thing about the Ninth Circle rituals and it'll blow your fucking mind. We'll need to. Yeah. And I was looking into this. I don't even know if he's still even around. I'm going to do a real quick search on YouTube. I haven't thought because I had his videos downloaded. Let's see, Kevin. There he is, Kevin Annette. Let's see. Uncovering the systematic abuse and murder of indigenous children 5 months ago, 1 month ago. I guess his channel is called the Imagination Podcast. but he goes into a lot of that shit. I wonder if there's anything on YouTube about Ninth Circle. Let's just look real quick.
I think that's probably a censored topic there.
There's a movie called that. There you go. Ninth Circle Rituals, a hidden cult of the elite. It's 21 minutes long, put up 4 months ago. You know what? Maybe we'll take a look-see at that here in a minute. In just a moment. I got some cool shit on here. Well, you know what? Well, yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Because I think that would be interesting. I think people need to understand this is another part of this whole fucking cabal is this, and it's of the elite. See, this is what people don't get. The big club that you're not in, well, now you're getting a glimpse into it.
In a candlelit chamber of a European castle, robed figures gather around a cold altar of granite. Among the participants are powerful leaders of church and state, whispering to each other while they prepare for a human sacrifice. It sounds like a scene from a horror film or medieval legend, yet multiple witnesses insist it's real. And they call this secret ceremony the Ninth Circle. Welcome. Step closer, for the veil is thin, and the stories you are about to hear have lingered in the shadows, waiting for you. Tonight, we delve into the disturbing and controversial accounts surrounding the Ninth Circle rituals. Viewer discretion is strongly advised, as the material involves deeply sensitive allegations. While we present these claims as reported by alleged witnesses and documents, it's important to note that they remain unverified and highly disputed. Our goal is to inform, not to endorse or discredit any account, only to explore the narratives that have emerged. Now let us proceed into the shadows of the Ninth Circle. The story of the Ninth Circle entered public awareness in the early 2010s through the efforts of an independent investigative body called the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State, or the ITCCS. Headquartered in Brussels and led by community activists, the ITCCS claimed to be examining atrocities against children that had been ignored by official channels. Their investigation began by probing the tragic disappearance of some 50,000 Indigenous children in Canada, children who vanished while in the custody of church-run residential schools. Researchers uncovered evidence of over 32 unmarked mass grave sites at these schools, hinting at unspeakable abuses buried in history. As testimonies were collected, a frightening picture emerged. A secret cult was potentially behind many of these and other child disappearances. A cult operating internationally and involving influential figures. Its name was the Ninth Circle. In 2014, the ITCCS set up an International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels to examine these allegations.
Now, that's the guy, Kevin Annette, that I was talking about, that he was part of this or headed it up. And listen, this is going all the way back to Indigenous, and in Canada, Indigenous or natives, their children were often taken from them. Women were sterilized and shit, but they were often taken and put in orphanages. And this all the way back 1965, Philip and Elizabeth coming there and taking kids, going on a picnic with a group of them, and then taking a select number of kids from that group. And this is back in 1965.
They still do it today, man. I was one of the kids that got taken. My mom, I come from, I got Native American blood. CPS freaking snatched me and my sisters up. I got put into privately owned boys' homes for like 2.5 years.
And it seems that they enjoy, quote unquote, brown people for their snacks and adrenochrome.
I say 95% of the kids in there were all native.
Yeah. this is widespread, and people it just goes by because it's just always been happening. Nobody notices anything out of the norm, really, because I don't know why. You'd figure people would be keeping an eye on their kids a little better than that. I don't. Well, we live in a society where children are often now the product of a broken home. And initially, most times they're the unwanted side effect of a random sexual encounter, so there was no planning that I'd like to have a child, we should have a child, that kind of thing. There was no it just happened with somebody thought it was a hit it and quit it, and then they got a phone call. Well, I'm not marrying you, and so here's this kid. See what I'm saying? We have so much of that going on in our society right now that the child was an accident, and even though the mother still loves the child, there's still that in the background. There's still that there. It's different than a child that you wanted, as opposed to one that just happened. And consequently, whether the parent knows it or not, it's going to show. It's going to manifest itself. And it does, I think. And I think that's why there's so many distracted parents that aren't really let somebody else raise the kids, got the school to do it. What the fuck? I can just do my thing. I'm too busy. I'm working all the time, what have you, But yeah.
It was an unofficial People's Tribunal. 5 judges and 27 jury members from 6 countries heard evidence throughout that year. They reviewed documented cases of over 50,000 missing children from Canada, the United States, Argentina, and Europe, all suspected victims of this clandestine Ninth Circle network. The court heard over 60 sworn testimonies from witnesses and survivors across these nations. What these witnesses described was a nightmare, a highly organized satanic cult operating within elite institutions, committing ritual human sacrifices of children on a routine basis. On July 18th and 22 of 2014, the International Common Law Court of Justice rendered extraordinary verdicts. In absentia, it convicted several prominent global figures of crimes against humanity, including murder, human trafficking, and participation in a criminal conspiracy. Those convicted by this citizen tribunal were startling. Pope Francis, also known as Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the reigning pope and head of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Benedict XVI, or Joseph Ratzinger, Adolfo Pachon, which at that time was the superior general of the Jesuit order, and Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury and senior bishop of the Church of England. According to the court's findings, all of these men had personal involvement in the abuse, torture, and murder of children as part of Ninth Circle rituals. Even Queen Elizabeth II was named by eyewitnesses as having participated in occult ceremonies where children were abused and killed. The inclusion of such high-profile figures underscores the shocking scope of the accusations. The Ninth Circle is said to be embedded at the highest levels of power, spanning churches, monarchies, and other institutions traditionally seen as pillars of society. And the alleged crimes themselves are almost beyond comprehension. Witnesses testified that child sacrifices took place in multiple countries and historic sites. For example,
this is interesting that you say that, but no one could arrest her, regardless of whether she had a warrant, because the police swear their allegiance to the crown. You can't arrest your liege. You see, slick, ain't it?
Yeah.
Example, rituals were described in the medieval Carnarvon Castle in Wales, in a secluded chateau in France, and on the grounds of Catholic and Anglican residential schools in Kamloops, British Columbia, and Brantford, Ontario, Canada. One survivor recalled being present at ceremonies in the spring of 2009 and 2010 in rural Holland and Belgium, where children were allegedly brutally sacrificed. And she believes she recognized a then prominent Catholic cleric.
And there's Belgium again, right? Mothers of Darkness Castle, Chateau Amois. Yeah.
Jorge Bergoglio, today known as Pope Francis, as one of the perpetrators. Indeed, 2 adolescent women came forward to swear that Pope Francis harmed them during these occult rituals when they were children. Their accounts were backed by 8 other eyewitnesses who in 2014 gave evidence of seeing Bergoglio participating in child sacrifice rites in Europe. According to the tribunal, the depravity was not limited to Europe. Jorge Bergoglio's alleged dark activities date back decades. Records obtained, reportedly from secret Vatican archives, indicated that Bergoglio was involved in satanic rites in Argentina during the dirty war years of the 1970s. One witness testified that as a young priest and bishop, Bergoglio cooperated with the Argentine military junta to traffic the babies of political prisoners into an international child exploitation ring run out of the Vatican. In other words, beyond ritual murder, the Ninth Circle was said to engage in systematic child trafficking, stealing children from the disappeared detainees and funneling them into horrific abuse networks. Perhaps the most chilling piece of evidence presented was an alleged internal church document known as the Magisterial Privilege. Dated December 25, 1967, this confidential memo titled Magisterial Privilege supposedly states that every new pope must participate in ritual sacrifices of newborn children, including consuming their blood, as part of a clandestine induction. A press release in 2014 reported that the chief prosecutor told the court, "Documents from Vatican secret archives clearly indicate that for centuries the Jesuits had a premeditated plan to ritually murder kidnapped newborn babies and then consume their blood. The plan was born of a twisted notion to derive spiritual power from the lifeblood of the innocent, thereby assuring political stability of the papacy in Rome." It was also said that, according to this document, such sacrifices were systemic and institutionalized, an ingrained secret practice dating back to at least the year 1773. Another bombshell revelation concerned Pope Benedict XVI, also known as Joseph Ratzinger. Testimony asserted that Ratzinger had participated in Ninth Circle sacrifices since 1962, when he was apparently connected with a shadowy group of fascist clergy called the Knights of Darkness. Incredibly, it was claimed that as a young priest, Ratzinger served at the Ravensbrück concentration camp during World War II, helping SS officers conduct occult rituals in which camp children were sacrificed. Some believe this detail is historically dubious, as Ratzinger was actually a teenager in 1944, but it forms part of the narrative circulated by the tribunal. Aside from popes and clergy, members of European royal families have been implicated. The tribunal heard that Prince Philip, the late husband of Queen Elizabeth II, and other...
That motherfucker is a straight up vampire, man. Look at that dude, man. Look at that
evil.
Motherfucker.
The straight fucking evil.
That dude looks like he come right out of a box, man. You know? He's a straight up motherfucking demon. Look at that guy. God.
British royals participated in these cult rituals. Likewise, multiple generations of Dutch royalty were named, including Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands, her husband King Hendrik, and even Bilderberg Group founder Prince Bernhard, the consort of Queen Juliana. A Dutch Catholic cardinal, Jan van Rooij Alfrink, was also mentioned among the perpetrators. Belgian nobility and aristocrats appeared in the testimonies as well, casting a dark shadow that echoes Belgium's own notorious child abuse scandals. These parallels raised unsettling questions. How could individuals of such high social standing be implicated in similar crimes, not just in their own countries, but across borders? In trying to unravel this disturbing pattern, prosecutors turned to a revealing historical detail that shed light on how such figures could operate with impunity in places like Canada. During World War II, for example, the Dutch royal family was granted refuge in Canada, and in December 1942, the Canadian government passed an order in council, published in the Canada Gazette, granting the Dutch royals full immunity from criminal prosecution. This meant that any crimes they might commit on Canadian soil, theoretically, could not be prosecuted by Canadian courts. Investigators suggest this legal exemption provided cover for Dutch elites and their allies to indulge in atrocities at places like the Mohawk Institute Residential School in Brantford, Ontario. In fact, independent archaeologists working with ITCCS did uncover children's bones in 2008 at the Mohawk School site in Brantford, before the dig was mysteriously shut down by authorities. Since then, over 30 suspected mass grave sites have been mapped at former residential schools across Canada. The Catholic, Anglican, and United Churches of Canada, as well as the federal government and Crown, have refused repeated requests to excavate these sites. To the ITCS, this stonewalling is further evidence of a cover-up protecting the Ninth Circle's crimes. With regards to the places where these rituals occur, according to witness affidavits, the Ninth Circle cult operates in numerous locations around the world, often literally in the shadows of revered institutions. Roman Catholic cathedrals in Montreal, New York, Rome, and London were cited as venues where covert rituals have occurred in the catacombs or crypt areas. Private estates and forest groves are also used for these ceremonies. One security guard even testified about a planned child sacrifice in the basement of a wealthy Montreal residence, a ritual that an ITCS team claimed to have disrupted in 2014. But what exactly happens during these so-called Ninth Circle rituals? The allegations are as ghastly as you can imagine. Survivors and eyewitnesses have provided harrowing first-hand accounts of the cult's ceremonies, and we will recount 3 of those testimonies here. Again, discretion is advised. These descriptions are extremely graphic and upsetting, so we will keep the language YouTube friendly. One Dutch survivor named Toos Nijenhuis stepped forward publicly in 2014. In a film testimony, she described witnessing child sacrifices as a young girl, including infants being cannibalized by elite ritual gatherings. The court's chief prosecutor revealed, while summarizing testimonies, that survivors of these rituals describe newborn babies being chopped to pieces on stone altars and their remains consumed by participants. During these black ceremonies, the surviving child witnesses were forced to abuse and mutilate other children, then cut their throats with ceremonial daggers. In other words, the perpetrators not only slaughtered children, they compelled some child victims to become killers themselves, forever binding them to the cult through guilt and terror. The survivors claim that the rituals had a pattern following the seasons, often taking place on the spring equinox and other occult holy days. Another survivor from the UK, with identity protected, testified about a ritual at Carnarvon Castle in Wales. She described a subterranean room illuminated by torches, with an altar stone still scarred from ancient druidic sacrifices, a setting deliberately chosen for its dark history. In attendance, she claimed, were not only cult members in robes, but also an English High Court judge and a famous British public figure, both allegedly part of the Ninth Circle inner circle. The ritual culminated at midnight with the slaughter of a young boy brought in for that purpose. The witness remembered the child's scream being drowned out by chanting, as the cult leader's blade fell. From Canada, an Indigenous man described a 1960s ceremony at the Kamloops Residential School. He was forced to watch as a priest in a crimson robe and a woman wearing a European royal insignia, whom he later identified from photos as Queen Elizabeth, each took hold of a struggling Indigenous child, then proceeded to slit their throats over a chalice. "I'll never forget Her Majesty's face, so calm like it was normal," he said. This account echoes a long-standing allegation that in 1964, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip visited a Kamloops school and a number of children disappeared shortly thereafter. While often dismissed as conspiracy lore, the recent 2021 discovery of unmarked graves at Kamloops lends a haunting backdrop to such stories. Perhaps one of the most detailed statements came from a former ITCCS field secretary, Kevin Annett, who compiled many of these testimonies. According to Annett's sources, the Ninth Circle ceremonies are carefully orchestrated. A female convict child, often an orphan or kidnapped victim, is allegedly dressed in white, drugged with a sedative, and presented as a bride sacrifice. After chanting in Latin and sometimes Celtic or Germanic dialects, the child is harmed by each high priest or clergy member present. The child is then allegedly laid on the altar, stabbed in the chest in a ritual pattern, and finally dismembered. Pieces of the child's flesh are consumed raw by the participants, who believe this grants them spiritual power. The heart is often removed last, with each member taking a bite as a form of unholy communion. These claims are almost unbearably horrific, and we must note they rely solely on witness accounts. No forensic evidence was ever recovered. Yet multiple witnesses across continents who have never met each other described remarkably similar ceremonies. The consistency of the stories is what investigators point to as corroboration. And it wasn't only children who were victims. The cult allegedly also targets vulnerable adults or dissenting members for sacrifice. If a member of the Ninth Circle betrays the oath of secrecy, they may themselves become the next offering. One such chilling and most told case involved a woman in the cult who had begun leaking information. According to a witness, this traitor was made the centerpiece of a ceremony. 7 cult jurors cast black balls to unanimously sentence her to death. It is said that suddenly, as the sentence was pronounced, the room filled with a crack of thunder and an explosion of light, an effect attributed to the cult's invoked demonic force. In the chaos, a beastly apparition, what witnesses called the dragon, appeared and attacked the condemned woman. The entity then ripped her apart limb from limb in front of the assembly. This grotesque execution was meant to instill ultimate fear, a demonstration that even in death, the cult's victims are shown no mercy, and its traitors meet a fate out of a nightmare. Although so many claims can be presented, the Ninth Circle remains an allegation, not a proven reality. The official stance of the Catholic Church, the British monarchy, and other implicated institutions is either complete silence or firm denial regarding these accusations. Skeptics argue that the Ninth Circle theory is a melange of hoaxes, misinterpretations, and the human penchant for finding patterns in chaos. In other words, a conspiracy theory that distills our deepest fears about authority figures betraying us. And yet, the Ninth Circle mythos has gained notable traction in certain communities and online platforms. It taps into timeless archetypes: the corrupt priest sacrificing the innocent, the vampire-like elite feeding on youth, and the secret society plotting world dominion. These themes appear in countless movies and novels, which means the Ninth Circle feels familiar even to those encountering it for the first time. It's as if the collective subconscious recognizes this story. The Ninth Circle is, in a way, the ultimate synthesis of all such conspiracy theories. It has the occult ritual aspect, the institutional betrayal aspect, the global coordination, and the apocalyptic stakes. So where does this leave us? Are the Ninth Circle rituals real? An ancient hidden nightmare continuing in the 21st century? Or are they modern folklore, a terrifying reflection of our fears and a metaphor for real injustices? The answer for now might depend on who you ask and what you are willing to believe. What's indisputable is that the idea of the Ninth Circle has taken on a life of its own in the underground of the internet and alternative media. And it has protagonists, the survivors and whistleblowers who bravely share their stories. But also it has ancient roots and modern repercussions. For the alleged victims who have spoken out, their stories deserve to be heard with compassion. Even if one is skeptical of the cult framing, the pain and trauma in their voices are evident. As outsiders, we must tread carefully, acknowledging the controversial nature of these claims while not outright dismissing those who say they suffered unspeakable abuse. At the very least, the Ninth Circle narrative has helped shine light on real issues, like the historic abuse of Indigenous children in church schools and the very real failures of institutions to protect the innocent. It challenges us to ask, how could so many children vanish or be harmed without justice? Is something more nefarious at play? In that sense, the Ninth Circle functions, at the very least, as a metaphor for institutional betrayal. painting it in the black and red colors of a satanic ritual, because that is the darkest imagery we have. In closing, the mythos or legacy of the Ninth Circle, in hidden history and popular culture, is one of warning and awakening. It warns that evil can wear a pious face or a jeweled crown, and that blind trust in authority can be devastatingly betrayed. Whether or not there is a literal Ninth Circle cult, the allegory compels us to be vigilant about the real atrocities happening in our world, like human trafficking, abuse of children, and the cover-ups by powerful organizations. As we conclude this journey into the alleged Ninth Circle, we reflect on the power of truth and the weight of darkness. The stories you've heard are difficult to verify, but impossible to forget. They form part of a hidden history that many will dismiss outright, and others will quietly fear might be true. In the end, keep your eyes open, stay informed, and as the old saying goes, be shrewd as serpents and innocent as doves. Thank you for venturing beyond the veil with us. If you enjoyed the video, then subscribe, and join the watchers. The shadows have more secrets to reveal. Until next time.
And I'll put the link to this in the chat. I'll also put it in the description of the video tonight for people that want to see it later. It looks like a pretty good channel. Watchers of the Veil. Let's see what they got over there. Oh yeah, this will be some good stuff. Here, Fallen Angel Beneath the Vatican, Legend of the Sealed Portal, Christmas Before Santa, The Winter Spirits That Hunted the Living. Look inside a satanic cult. Looks like it's a pretty good channel. So check that out. You know, let me go over here and to the, where is my thing? There it is. Come on.
Yeah, that last video was a pretty good video. Had a plethora of information.
Yeah, and that's just barely scratching the surface. Really,
it really is.
I mean, that's like a good introduction, but that shit runs in so deep. You start looking into that ICTT movement and what they did, and this was like instrumental in that Marc Dutroux case as well, in Belgium. Same thing, like what's going on here right now. Not nearly as impactful worldwide. Of course, it was in 1996, so we didn't have the internet like we do now. And, you know, this time with this bullshit, it's resurfaced itself again. And people in Europe are losing their fucking minds because they're finding out that the, you know, people that are influential in their countries and their leaders and shit are involved in this, and they're, you know, hanging out with this guy. And, you know, the shit that's coming out is just so, it's so damning, you know, but at the same time, you already know that they're going to try to grab it and steer it. They're already fucking doing that. Look, wherever the people need a hero, we shall provide one. Okay, so we got supposedly Ro Khanna and who's the other fucking guy? Massey, right? And they're like, we're going to look at these unredacted files and this, that, and the other. Well, they come out and, you know, they look at them for a little bit, and it's like, well, start naming some names, man. What the fuck's going on? Let's hear some shit, you know? And they give us some people that nobody's ever heard of, some chic and shit. And it's like, look, get this fucking shit done, y'all. Just unredact that shit, and we, you know, let everybody fucking see it. And what's Pam Bondi said, if they went after everybody that was in there and that was indictable in there, that it would collapse the whole system. Well, you know what? Maybe that's what the fuck needs to happen. You know, maybe that's what needs to happen. Yeah, it's going to sting. It's like picking a scab or some shit, but, you know, it's going to get air and it's going to get light. It's going to get bleached by sunlight. Look at, there's Chad.
What's up, fellow Goys?
Fellow Goyams, yes. Did you know 7-Eleven has a brand of snacks and shit in their stores that's called Go Yum?
I think I've seen it before.
Yeah, the first time I saw that, I was like, "Oh yeah, goyim, right? Goy slop, right? Got it."
Oy vey.
Let me get this over into this one too. Let me I gotta put it over here in the description for our show here tonight.
Well, I think Chad's here to save us.
I am.
He is.
I'm
I feel
your hero.
safe.
I can be your hero, baby.
There you go. So what do you figure somebody might need 55-gallon drums or 6 of sulfuric acid for?
For the water, duh.
For the water, for to do what with the water?
I'm just kidding. That's what the excuse they're using.
Oh, I know. It's like, now I know you use like muriatic acid for swimming pools and shit like that, but that's not sulfuric acid. This is industrial grade.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, doesn't that supplier go, hey, I mean, where do you go to get a 55-gallon drum of fucking sulfuric acid? Where would you even get a pint of it at? Who do you have to go through to get that? I'm sure there's got to be some kind of fucking shipping regulations or something on it, like how they have to mark shit flammable or explosive or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at this concrete company, and they just got it in a fucking plastic 55-gallon barrel. That's how we'd clean the concrete off the truck.
Sulfuric acid?
Or maybe it was hydrochloric acid, but shit still fucking burns.
Hydrochloric acid is
you think you might have to be certified to order something like that, That's
I'm sure he had a license.
Yeah, the corporation's going to have somebody designated to do that with certifications or license, whatever you want to call it. But if somebody,
these guys had fucking submarine licenses, for crying out loud, so they probably had it, or made their own credentials. But I mean, where do you go? I know you go down to the DMV to get your driver's license, but where in the fuck do you go to get a sub license? I didn't even know. What happens if you're subbing without a license? Do you get pulled over by another cop sub and he says, "Let me see your license"? Or
what do you need a license for? Like, how many people are out there, like, out there in the waters with a submarine, let alone
these days
outside the military?
And these days, it'll say you're a freaking drug boat and blow your ass up.
Yeah, sure. Might as well.
Is there somebody besides the military that has a submarine that I don't know about?
Some of them cartels do, but they don't go below the water or below the surface.
I guess I was going based off just kind of United States, but either way, I don't know how many citizens really have a submarine, if any.
Right? Yeah. You go down to the local submarine dealer. Come on down to Bill Bubbles Submarine Sale. New and used subs. Look at this little beauty right here. We call this the Gilligan. You can guess why, but it's only been driven once.
Too funny.
Yeah, that last guy where it collapsed in. Remember where he took those people down to see that ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's that. The private company that does tours or something like that.
Yeah, with an Xbox controller.
All you'd have to do is you'd have to, make sure that your customers know the risk and you're heavily insured, to cover the deaths, or have them sign some kind of a waiver. I promise that if I implode, I will not sue.
Like you'd be around
right.
The tail.
I mean, I don't know, man. So they're saying that these handwritten notes, there's a lot of shit going around about this fucking character being alive. Now, I've seen some AI images that are clearly AI, some questionable, but the thing that his gaming platform on his Fortnite account was active. Microsoft made some kind of a fucked up excuse for it, but users came out and said, no, that's not even possible. Like somebody else uses in the same name or whatever. And it's like, no, that's not even possible. Stop.
The only one thing I would say is that maybe it's Bill Gates kind of getting back at him for all the stuff, maybe Bill Gates is putting this stuff out there like, oh yeah, he's still alive, guys. But I mean, I believe he's alive. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's
but
dead.
I mean, as far as the Xbox Live thing go with Microsoft and all that, maybe that's just Bill Gates being a jerk because he sold them out for the most part. He didn't really sell them out. He did it to himself, but you know what I'm saying?
Oops. Wrong one.
They're just throwing so much at us that we don't know what to fucking believe.
Oh, and well, says here Epstein's prison notes sure look a lot like an escape plan. Handwritten notes found in Jeffrey Epstein's cell have been translated, and the contents are raising eyebrows. The scribbled pages reference red notice, which is Interpol's fugitive alert, potential destinations like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Nigeria, and logistics involving visas, banks, and guards. One page sketches what appears to be a private airport with the name Brad written on top. Another simply states jail out equals 10. He also noted three things: blankets, AVR, which are the cameras that conveniently failed, and METI, medical transport. The notes were written in multiple ink colors, meaning he returned to add details over time. Whether escape or fantasy, Epstein was clearly planning something. The official suicide narrative keeps getting harder to believe. Let's see what he had here on these.
Mario Noah. That guy's a propagandist if there ever was one.
What does this say? It says, okay, essay, red notice.
Why is he coming up with the plan inside the cell? Like, wouldn't it just be like, hey, we're coming to get you? You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'll be here.
Yeah, this is probably horse shit, really.
It doesn't pass the snip test.
If it's coming from Mario Narwhal, then yeah, it probably is. Nawal, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, whatever it is. Mario something.
Yeah, it's Narwhali or something.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is it?
Yeah, that guy's a propagandist.
Nawfal. What's he about?
Tricking the public.
Most likely. That's what pisses me off, people putting out these AI shit and everything else. Like that one that was talking about World War III kicking off on February 8th, 2026.
Yeah.
The date it was sent, it says Thursday, July 18th, 2017. The only problem is July 18th, 2018, that day was not a Thursday, it was a Tuesday. You can go back on your calendar and look, and there it is. It was a Tuesday. So it's a fake.
Not even good freaking propaganda.
No.
Like we're dealing with like the freaking third generation retards from the good ones back in the 1900s.
You'd think they'd be better. It's like movies, everybody thought CGI was going to get better, and it's like, oh, we got AI now. It's like, when is this trickery going to get any better?
Well, we
so inbred.
You know how we see, you remember remember the Nexium ring?
Yeah.
Okay. It was all part of this same fucking outfit.
Yeah.
It was all part of it. It's like, because you see in that Claire and the Bronfmans being mentioned in there and their association to it. Keith Raniere, all these people, it's all fucking connected. And it's like, to me, it's sort of like, like you're watching a TV show, like you're watching Law and Order, right? And one of the guest characters on there is Sipowicz from that fucking TV show, that detective, and you're like, hey, wait a second, he's on Law and Order, but he's actually being
Special
Sipowicz,
appearance or whatever.
Yeah, like they crossover. And it's sort of like one of those crossover episodes to me. It's just like, no, they're all part of the same fucking Hollywood soundstage, so to speak. Yeah. They're all connected to this shit. And I think that whatever sorcery it is they've been doing with this is what's actually aided in keeping everybody in a fucking spell for so many goddamn years. But now it's not working. It's wearing off. people are realizing, and those of us that already has been worn off from, we're like going, hey, look, the fucking cabin's on fire. Because I find it totally crazy. All those people that was up there getting the binders from Pam Bondi, she released the binders, and they were all up there all proud of their binders, and they're these influencers, and they got these fucking notebooks full of redacted bullshit, right? Nothing in them at all. Now here's all this shit coming out, and you don't hear nothing from any of them. None of them. So I gotta tell you something. That right there kills their fucking image. If anything, if you're working for them, then if anything, take it and run with it with misdirection. Don't just shut the fuck up. That makes you look like, okay, we know what you're about. You're all done.
It also shows like these were the designated people that they chose to put out there to be the people that, to put out all the information, the supposed information that people was the gatekeepers, basically.
Yep.
Or did you guys see a couple hours ago, Netanyahu was here again?
I was about to ask that. I was going to ask you when he was supposed to be there. That's amazing.
Yeah, here's his motorcade. Look at this. They shut down I-695.
Jeez.
No, 695 West. It's the loop, right? The Beltway.
Yeah.
And
where does he come from? Like Camp David or something, or where is it?
He's coming from Dulles to the White House. Either Dulles, or I would say he probably flew into Dulles. I'm not sure, but he could fly into Reagan. We've got
I didn't know if he came in regular
Baltimore.
Airport,
I think Reagan's in Baltimore. Dulles is in DC, but it's actually Virginia. Dulles. Allen Dulles. That's what that fucking airport's named after, that criminal. Fuck. Ain't that some shit?
Yep. Jeez.
Look at that shit on the right. They got it fucking shut down.
For a fucking foreigner.
Well, that's your real president of the United States right there, that motherfucker. He's in. An A-10 can take that all out. God, look at that, man. It's just a string of lights on the one side. This side right here should be exactly the same. Traffic should match. It shouldn't be that sparse on this side.
Let's get every emergency vehicle we can.
Yeah, now's the time to go commit crime.
Right.
All the cops are there. Or at one of those funerals, cop funeral. Shit, criminals could just run rampant all over the place because they're all there they don't want to get their white gloves dirty. They're all, oh God, a cop died in the line of duty. Everybody losing their fucking minds. Meanwhile, they execute people on the street day after day after day after day. Gotta love them. All right, this might be a little harsh. Did you hear earlier what I said? We got a our show last night was age restricted.
I saw her and she came in chat while it was going on and said something about that, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't originally.
Okay, so it gave me a timestamp. Here's an example. It said, and I was like, okay. And it was when they brought up that kidnapped mother, and you said, oh no, that whole thing's fake. Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And where's the bad shit that should be adult restricted?
Yeah,
there wasn't any. They're just using that as an excuse to fucking age restrict it. That's all.
It's amazing.
Because they don't want that information right there getting out, I don't think. Or any of the shit that we talk about, really.
Right.
But it's too late. Cat's out of the bag, man. It's out there. And there's no age restriction on Rumble.
Yeah.
And everything is all up on Rumble. So
I mean, it would never work on you, but it's almost like an intimidation thing. It's like, oh, we're just gonna, they banned your last, or they struck your last channel, and then now you're on here. They're like, oh, we'll throw an age restriction thing. Don't be saying any more of them words.
Yeah.
And it's like, we'll strike this one down too.
Yeah, because I mean, every show I get an email that says this cannot be monetized. I don't give a fuck. I'm not monetized.
Yeah.
You know, if it doesn't restrict anything other than you giving me money, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not making money off of it, you know, that way, neither is YouTube. So, hey, that's why any money that I do get for the work I do here is through donation. That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't say, hey, you have to donate to my show. No, if you find value in it, you like it, you're entertained, you want to contribute to it, hit the link and do it. If not, that's fine. You're welcome here just the same. You know, and I've got a lot of good people that do donate regular from time to time, and it's very much appreciated. You know, especially as work has been a little sparse lately with my boss, this old age thing. Everybody getting old, man.
Yeah, that happens.
But he's recovering pretty good from his knee surgery. So far so good. We're going down to set doors tomorrow in Rileyville. It's about 12 miles from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you went on a little earlier?
Yeah, I was we're going to do that tomorrow, and then yeah, today I got to do my tile craft. To work with my tile craft and discovered something new about my tile saw that I didn't know.
I know how to cut tile and all that, but I've never done any tile work myself.
It's I'm not going to say it's easy, but once you get onto what you're doing,
it's tedious. It's too tedious for me.
I assume it's a lot like flooring in a way, you know, like that snap flooring stuff. I can't imagine it's too much different than that to, you know, cutting the different angles and stuff. I don't know. Like I said,
if you're a little crooked, it's easy to see.
Yeah,
that
and there
tile.
ain't no cheating it, and there ain't no cheating it either.
Floor, you can be a little crooked and get away with it.
All right, that makes sense.
Once you start crooked, you're fucked. You got to start over with tile.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ceramic. Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, I've never messed with it myself.
So a little bit of a trigger warning to every people out there. This ain't too bad, but dude, you got to know this so you can understand what the fuck these people are talking about, man.
Major trigger warning. If you're not going through the files, I am. And here are some of the most disturbing things I have seen. They trafficked little girls. They got them pregnant. They took their babies. They starved the babies, made them very thirsty, and then they put their in their mouths because they knew the babies would suck harder. They joke about
There's an email verifying that in somebody giving Epstein advice on how to make the child suck more vigorously.
Real quickly, like this is what I mean. This is BS because I watched other big YouTubers talk about the same crap and they don't get hit with anything. It's because they're raking in all kinds of dough for YouTube. It's only the little guys they hit up like you. Because they know that they're not, you know, you're not bringing in super chats and all that BS. Is once you start bringing in the super chats, they're kind of more lenient. Once you're making money for YouTube, that's what it is right there. And like you said, you don't want to, you know, you got the golden handcuffs off, so that's why they always mess with you. But anyway,
right.
And if they know you'll ever be bought, they know you'll never be bought. So
yeah.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I can't. I wouldn't. I don't find anything in this world valuable enough to me to sell my fucking sell out to the man. There ain't no way. It's not gonna happen.
Your soul is priceless.
But all the stuff you've covered, I mean, not everything, but a majority of stuff you've covered, I've seen other people do the same, you know, the bigger ones do the same thing. And it's like, then nothing happens to them. Redacted, Owen Schroyer, Tim Pool, you know, who cares? You name it. Whenever they talk about it, oh, it's free game, you know.
I'm just wondering here to see if they're doing
those guys will steer the narrative where they want it.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I get that they're controlled up, but it's just I don't know how other people can't easily make that connection, but that's why
this gets a little disturbing. So buckle up. This gets a little bit disturbing.
Cream cheese, they are referring to breast milk in the intestines tasting good because they ate them. Well, actually, they were probably eating their own as well. All of our children are accessible to all of these predators because their school photos were handed over to Yeah, MAGA, your kids were handed over too. They wrote emails back and forth like, got a good 10-year-old, got a good 8-year-old, virgin, just your style, you want it? But the satisfying part here, the most disturbing part, is that Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, Kash Patel, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Dan Bongino, Steve Miller, Bannon, all these people and the 1,000 FBI agents that redacted the files, they know who all these perpetrators are. They know that people, children were killed, buried, put in the water, put in fields. They know where they are. They know who the perpetrators are, and they redacted their names. And they are sitting around eating their dinner right now, knowing the names of the people who did this. And no one in America is pressing charges or doing anything, but dozens of other countries are. Who was cooking the meals? Who was the staff? Who are the people that could speak up?
And that's what I've been saying, man. There's, these kids, they weren't single-handedly doing this shit. They had people working for them. Like she says, who was cooking this stuff?
Right.
Who was doing the snatching? Who was and these FBI agents, like she said, the FBI agents and everybody else that did the redacting, they have seen this shit. Why is nobody saying anything? Nobody. Even these fuckwits that are up there going, we're gonna do something, we're gonna look at the unredacted files. Well, what the fuck are you doing? Get out from in front of the camera, get back in there. I don't give a fuck if it's after 5. Get your ass back up in there and start going over it. Let me know what you come up with. Or here, better yet, let's all look at the unredacted shit. How about that?
Right. More and more, I'm starting to think that whole little hostage situation in Gaza, where they supposedly Hamas were killing all the hostages, I think it was the opposite way around. The IDF's getting rid of the bodies, but I don't know. Whether you believe it's real or not, that's another story. But
well, I ran across the thing that's I don't know. I have to check into it a little further, but let me see where is that? It's
it's hard to tell whether that whole situation was even a real thing either, but if it was, I think it's was geared towards getting rid of a lot of some of these ruling class people's covering up their little escapades that we were talking about. Possibly, I don't know. Just a theory thrown out there.
Right. I'm looking. There's this thing about what the fuck here?
And the whole thing with the dentist chair. The more I see about that, it's like getting rid of dental records or changing dental records or whatever the case may be.
So
this thing's a big operation, like you said. Go ahead, Trufi.
And I'm kind of leaning more towards where like Brian from High Impact is, like how they're trying to just demoralize us to fucking not do anything. You know what I mean? Just fucking, we're so apathetic. And, like this last weekend at a wrestling event in my town, 2 women got in a fist fight. Like fucking everybody's fucking agitated. It's fucking crazy.
A dude in Texas shot his daughter today.
Holy moly.
He's a pro-Trump, and him and his daughter was arguing, and he shot her and killed her.
Yeah.
Chose fucking Trump over his family, bro.
Dude, I saw this chick, a friend of mine on Facebook. I don't participate, but I still read the stuff on Facebook. But a friend of mine, she posted just a simple thing as stupid. This is how it's all divided. But she's like, which halftime show are you watching? And normally she don't even get that many comments in her section, Dude, she had family members coming at her like, how can you support this one, or how can you support this side or that side? It's like, this is like you're talking about how divided everybody is. It's like, why does it even make a difference? Like, you shouldn't even wrote anything like that to begin with, but you're just asking for it when you put something like that, and it's like, what do you think about the Super Bowl halftime show? It's like, you're gonna get comments, because there's a lot of idiots out there. It's like, that was the most un-American thing I've ever seen. He doesn't even speak English. It's like, that's why I think it was all a plant. Because
the lyrics to it, okay, it was in Spanish.
Sure.
Everybody said, oh, it's because it's in Spanish, but the lyrics are pretty fucking.
Well, it's just more, to cause the uproar, basically. That's for all the TP USA people. Like another reason not to watch that degenerate. You know, it's like there's no reason to watch either one. They're both sides are degenerates.
I've heard more about the halftime show than the game itself.
Right.
I know.
Wild. But
something I thought about it was like how it was like the liberal freaking Seattle beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
You get it?
This is the supposed lyrics to the song that was sung at the halftime show. It says, "Real G guiding the new generations with the OG one, galactic style lust. Yes, so that your panties get wet, get horny and versatile, more slutty than Betty Boop. The one who got horny, mammy, was you. I stay killing with the you. Pussy with dick, dick with ass, push it in. Pussy with dick, dick with ass, yes, push it in."
It's just, I don't know. That seems, even if we didn't know what they were saying,
I don't know. This is what I was told it said in
that
Spanish.
seems a little vulgar, despite not knowing the lyrics. Somebody knows them.
Yeah,
I feel like even the older Puerto Rican people would have been like, "Oh, that's a little."
Yeah, it's come down to my house, I'll lick it all up, mammy. I'll lick it all up. Come down to my house, I'll wear you out.
But I heard something about like it's a street Spanish, so you can't like interpret or translate it that way.
Like slang.
Yeah, it's slang.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems vulgar, no matter how.
I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah, probably is.
I wasn't about to spend a bunch of time anyway watching stupid ass fucking football game, sports ball.
What's any difference from that Timberlake and one lady ripping the fucking boob off? You know what I mean? Like,
forgot about my titty. Forgot about my titty.
Yeah, that's all it's ever been about is what can we cause an uproar at the Super Bowl, or I mean at the halftime show.
Major Loosh Farm.
What? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Why do you think the fucking stadium looks like a speaker? When you look down at it, it looks exactly like a fucking speaker. It looks exactly like what you put in the back deck of your car.
Mm-hmm.
It's amplifying shit. That's all.
Like the Coliseum.
Yeah, the Coliseum, same thing, man. Same fucking thing. They've been doing this shit for so long. I hope people are finally waking up, but I'm skeptical too, at the same time, because we really got a lot of dumb fucking people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we are the laughing stock of the world. But this is like what you were just saying about the Gaza thing and everything. Listen, I don't know. I'm gonna need to find out more about this.
Okay, this is breaking news, and I'm beyond disgusted that I have to repeat this. But it must be said aloud and not read, for you all to understand the deep levels of evil and depravity the entire terrorist entity of Israel represents. There is now an official Israeli plan for the execution of Palestinian detainees, aka Palestinian hostages held by Israel without charge or due process. Reports have just revealed that tonight, details of an execution plan prepared by the Israeli Prison Service following the approval of a death penalty law by the Israeli Knesset outlined the following measures: the establishment of a new dedicated execution complex, executions by hanging with 3 guards pressing the buttons for execution simultaneously, reportedly to mitigate the psychological impact on the fucking guards, complete isolation of detainees held in the execution complex from other detainees, selection of the execution team from specialized volunteers, fucking volunteers. And side note, as we all know by now, Israel allows Israeli civilians to watch Palestinians get tortured and executed as entertainment. Next, the death penalty would be applied first to elite prisoners, then to Palestinians from the occupied West Bank detained later. Unlike other countries, the execution would be carried out within 90 days of the verdict, not after prolonged delays, meaning that they will execute Palestinians without giving them an opportunity to fight for their fucking innocence. And a delegation from the Israeli Prison Service is expected to travel to an East Asian country where this execution method is practiced. I'm telling you right now, this shit will not get reported by any fucking Western news network, which is why it is critical that you spread this sinister news everywhere on every fucking platform that you're on. There is no bottom to their evil. And now not only do they get to execute Palestinians illegally, but now they are going to execute Palestinians under the guise of legality set by a judicial system that is illegal, operating in an illegal apartheid ethno-state. This is evil medieval times level shit that they are enacting. And the world is about to just sit there and let it happen. Israel must be removed from existence, period.
Wow.
Yeah, every time somebody brings that up, I'm still like, is there any Palestinians left?
Yeah, right?
You know how many people are hanging out there? The whole place is pretty much bombed to fucking nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Can't even believe they would have anybody still around.
I think they got some camps and shit for the people. I think
Yeah.
that's what, holding everybody in.
That's what Somaliland's for, right?
And then I think, they give some guys guns that want to go fight, and then they go off into the rubble, and then they can bomb them some more,
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, here's that thing. Look here. I got too much shit open here. What can I close? What can I close? I'll close this. That'll be better. There we go. We still going? Yeah, everything good? All right. Yeah, alcoholic MAGA dad shoots daughter after argument over Donald Trump. This is a British woman, 23, shot dead by alcoholic dad in Texas after heated argument over Donald Trump. That's fucked up, man. You chose
over
a politician. Chose a politician over his own kid. That's bad. That's bad. Let me see, where was I at before I wrote this? Okay, yeah, good. Here's another thing too. Now check this out. He wanted this at the ranch, at the Zorro Ranch. This is weird. Jeffrey is asking if you can FedEx the painting he had made of the massacre of the innocents to the ranch. It's the large 9-foot by 9-foot canvas that we had rolled out for him to see in the entryway where they are killing babies. He wants us to use the ranch and wants to use it on the ranch and is hoping you could FedEx it to arrive by Wednesday. Now, why would you want a painting of the slaughter of the innocents? You know what that is, right? That's where, they got news of a Messiah and they sent the military to kill all the firstborn, all the kids within a certain age group, trying to kill, Jesus. But luckily they'd escaped out of where they were at. Now, if there's speculation as to whether that actually happened or not, according to Josephus, it didn't. But I don't. But even still, what the story is that would be a pretty horrific type of a fucking painting to have, 9-foot by 9-foot in your entryway into your ranch. I mean, we all saw the pictures last night of the inside of that ranch, and it's beautiful. That place is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Why would you fuck it up with something ghoulish like? Well, they're vampires. What the fuck, right?
Yeah. Is there any images of this photo?
No, it didn't show any. No.
What was it called? The Massacre of the Innocents?
Massacre of the Innocents. You gonna try to search it?
As long as it's not too gory, I guess.
Just see if they have an image of it. Possibly, I guess. Came up really quick too.
Like top search.
Yeah, it's on there. It's even in Wikipedia if that's what it is.
Well, there seems to be a couple different.
It looks like Roman soldiers killing innocents, basically.
Yeah.
Like everybody, babies, adult. Like, are those babies? Maybe not.
Well, it might be.
Yeah,
They said he had it made.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This one I'm looking at here is square because the dimensions of it indicate that it's square.
Maybe everybody's got a different take on what that image is.
Yeah, there's probably different artists have different interpretations.
No, those were actually taken from photographs. They
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like one that keeps popping up that seems like it's the similar.
Is it square? Is it square?
I can't really tell about that. It just looks like soldiers that are killing like babies and females and just in it, like there's a guy holding a baby over his head looking like he's about to toss it.
Godzilla, think, my friend. 9 inches or 9 feet. It's 9 feet, bro. 9 inches would mean it's only about this big. It'd be smaller than a floor tile. Here it is at the entryway. What is it? Here, we have a magnifying glass that we can swing out in front of it. No. Oh, come on, man. This thing is, why does it keep hanging up on me? I think this computer might take a shit on me here soon. Mouse keeps acting up. All right. Here we go. So we were talking about that.
One of the weirdest things about the files is Jerky is mentioned over 380 times in the files, with such messages as, oh, I left the jerky in the freezer for you, and oh, I'm bringing beef jerky to this party. Not even beef, they just say jerky. I'm bringing jerky to this party. Now, defenders of this, which is getting crazy to see people defend this or try to rationalize jerky being mentioned 380 times, will say, oh, well, maybe the guy just liked beef jerky. Well, let me tell you something. I love beef jerky, okay? People defend this going, maybe he had a unique diet. I have a unique diet, okay? And guess what? In my own email, I've tried to formulate a jerky product before, okay? An actual beef jerky product, not what they're talking about. And I don't have 380 mentions in my email, okay? As somebody that runs a business that might make a beef jerky product. So I find it extremely strange. Also, you don't freeze beef jerky. So I don't know. Well, I do think I know what they're talking about, and it's disgusting. And I think it's just time we realize that these dudes were demons, and they were doing a lot of the stuff that we think they were. And you just have to, you can fight back in your own life by pursuing real health, pursuing your faith, and living a good life. So it's fine to absorb this information and be like, wow, these people are literal demons, and kind of absorb that information and move forward. But what do you guys think about this?
What cocksuckers are out there trying to justify it? Like, who's out there? I haven't seen anybody out there saying like, no, it's real beef jerky. It's Jack Link's. You know, but I haven't seen any of that.
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody. This is kind of relatively within the last week or so. It's new, revelations, because I wasn't sure what they were using. Now, cheese pizza made sense because of the CP.
Yeah, I think that has to do with the.
We all know nobody's out there
footage.
talking like that, like nobody's sending emails about beef jerky and cheese pizza.
Right.
Go through any of your emails. Are you talking about cheese pizza and hot dogs? And
right.
I'll bet not one time that comes across any of your emails.
Well, if cheese pizza was CP, and what's beef jerky?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're asking the dealer, do you got the good?
BJ, right? Huh?
Right. BJ, beef jerky.
What'd you say, Truffy? Sorry.
I'm saying unless you're asking the dealer if he's got the good,
I guess, but yeah, it's just, I can guarantee you're probably gonna, if you look through your history of your emails, not one of those phrases is gonna come up. Hopefully.
Not pizza. No pizza, jerky.
Any of that sick lingo they're using.
Oh, so check out what they're doing in Oxford, England. This is it's coming.
Val, you can deduct what that means.
What? Oh,
grape soda.
Yeah, grape soda. I already know. I mean, come on, we know.
Conspiracy theorists were right again. Have you guys seen what's going on in Oxford right now in the UK? They just set up their little 15-minute city, and they are now charging people for leaving the city. You get 100 free days. They call it a free day. You get a free pass to leave the 15-minute city. And if you exceed your 100 free days, you have to pay the US dollar equivalent of $93 per day. And if you live outside of the 15-minute city and you want to travel into the 15-minute city, you get 25 free passes, free move. Oh, the government's giving you free movement capability. You get 25 free passes. And if you exceed those 25 days, it's $93 a day. And how are they tracking all this? Oh, there's not a man at the gate. They're not writing up tickets or having police officers set up. Oh no, they are monitoring you with digital AI surveillance and cameras. And then they're automatically finding you. This is why we have to be against the flock cameras in the United States. They're not just speed trap cameras. This is why we have to be against the Palantir whole of government database. This is why we have to stand up and raise awareness and bring attention to these matters instead of arguing with each other and NPCs on the internet over left versus right issues or my side, your side. They are keeping us artificially divided because they're setting up this infrastructure in the United States right now. Divide and conquer. We are in the division part of the divide and conquer agenda. Conquer is next. You think it's bad now? Wait till you have to pay $100 a day to leave your 15-minute city.
Well, that'll be fun. Toll sidewalks, right?
Toll sidewalks, yikes.
God damn these people. Yeah, I'm sure he will too.
We're not far from it.
Jerky mentioned 289 times in the Epstein files.
You know, nothing gets me more. All right, that's going off topic. Never mind.
No, go ahead, man.
I was just going to say the thing that gets me more, I guess it kind of goes in line with what you was just talking about. It gets me more fired up is when I go to the freaking store, like a hardware store or something, the box stores, and I can't find what I'm looking for. It's like, this is all intentional to get you to order online, man. It drives me nuts. Yeah. I'm like, because there was a day, you know, I could go, you know, find it, no problem. But now the simplest things.
Yeah, a common thing you would expect to find.
Yeah.
It's like you're purposely not putting it in the store so that you will have to eventually order it online.
It's like, so what's all the rest of this garbage you got here for? Who's buying this? Oh, it's on the shelf. Nobody's buying it.
Right.
Yeah, man, I get so fired up when I go do something like that, especially when I need something, you know, that second. And I'll go like to 3 stores, and then it's like by the third one, I'm just like, okay, all right,
yeah,
guess I have to give up and get it online, right?
Yeah, Amazon.
Man,
Jeff Bezos
drives me nuts.
I have been knee deep in the files, as you know, and something is off, and that something is jerky. Jerky is mentioned 289 times. This is not just beef, guys, and these are not casual mentions. The emails talk about recipes, storage methods, taking the jerky to the lab, Epstein needing a break from eating so much jerky and going back to normal food. I know everyone thinks that Pizzagate is a conspiracy from 10 years ago, but that is when these emails are from. Around 2012, they decided to change the term pizza to jerky because people were realizing what pizza meant. Cannibalism. But jerky is specific to little girls and babies. Human jerky. Francis Derby is also mentioned, and that's the chef that owned the restaurant Cannibal. Now, was that a cover-up? A little tongue-in-cheek? I have no hard proof, but the dots and the patterns are connecting. So do these elites, these powerful people, do they just really like beef and protein shakes? Or are we finally being exposed to the sinister dark side of the elite and the powerful and what they can do when they are sadistic and at the highest level of power and need just an ounce more? Why did no one in the world know that Congress was going to be looking at the unredacted files this week? Why did no one know? Why wasn't that on the media? Could it be that everyone at the top of the media is involved in this and we're talking about pizza, cream cheese, and jerky? Yes, I'm a licensed forensic psychologist, and yes, I have dealt with many cannibals, but I have never seen anything like this in 20 years.
It's because they're not human, man. They are not fucking human. It's that simple. I need to close that right there real quick.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What now?
I said, yeah, it's amazing. It's wild. You know, they can spy on us all day long, but when it comes to these people, it's like, oh, we lost the footage. It's like the moon landing, right? We lost the footage. Oh, it's all fuzzy. We can't see it. You know, it's Bigfoot. It's freaking anybody, you know, any kind of crimes that they have, you know, that the evidence seems to magically disappear or whatever, be deleted or what have you. But boy, they can, if you committed some kind of low-level crime, and by God, they'd have you hemmed up in no time.
Why is this thing revving up so bad? Stand by, I might glitch out. But I don't know. This thing's acting really funny. Anyway, my theory about why we were age restricted last night too. They're trying to block shit coming out of the U.S. and other countries. They're making it so like when people try to watch it, it glitches out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Listen to this.
All the US accounts are fucked at this moment in time. All I'm getting is glitching. I'm not able to watch a single video. So any person in the United States that is watching this right now, we can't see anything at all. It's complete blackout for us, darling. So I don't know what the fuck we're supposed to do. Do we like meet you on Upscrolled? Yeah?
Well, where's Yanish at? Yanish will prove that guy wrong if he shows up.
Do what?
Yanish will prove that guy wrong if he shows up.
Don't go to Upscales.
Why? What's up with that?
That's just another one of those propagandists. They're the ones that were trying to say, come to our platform if you don't want to be censored. And they're basically censoring people. But, you know, just another alternative to Twitter and all that, you know, where they tell you they're going to do the opposite, but they're actually doing the same thing.
Here you go. This is pretty good. You like this?
Rather than deport all of the illegals, what they should do is they should offer them a deal where if they hunt down 5 child predators, then they can get their papers, right? And then we call the program Alien versus Predator.
Sounds like a great idea.
It is. It's actually a good idea.
I'd get a double citizenship.
You know who Ted Lieu is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a little clip of him, but every time when I hear him talk, I right away I think of on South Park. Welcome to Shitty Walk.
Yeah, he does kind of remind me of that.
He sounds like the Shitty Walk guy.
Now I'd like to talk about why Howard Lutnick must resign. Howard Lutnick knew Jeffrey Epstein was evil. I'm just going to read you some of what Howard Lutnick said in his own words. He called Jeffrey Epstein the greatest blackmailer ever. He said that when he and his wife visited Epstein's house, Epstein showed him a space to, quote, get a massage. Lutnick said they get a massage. That's what his MO was. Get a massage, get a massage. And I assume that was on video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever, blackmailed people. That's how he had money. And then he gets weirdly close to me, and Epstein says, and the right kind of massage. This then caused Lutnick to say to the American people in an interview, quote, we'll never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. Well, guess what? The Epstein Files new release shows that not only did Howard Lutnick lie to American people, he went into business with Jeffrey Epstein. He visited Epstein Island. And Howard Lutnick did this knowing how evil Epstein was. Lutnick also lied to American people. And really the real reason he should resign, he's just like one of the most politically stupidest cabinet members I've ever seen. He knew this stuff was in the Epstein files. And yet he goes and gives an interview where he makes up these lies, knowing he's going to come back and hurt him.
What the fuck? Yeah, I know. Because he said, remember that? I remember when he said that. He said, oh, the first time I met him in 2005, we went in and he was just creepy and shit. And we left right away. And we made a decision in the 7 or 8 steps it took to get to our house next door. He said, we made the decision that we were never going to be in the presence of that disgusting man ever again. And then there's an email of him going, yeah, man, it'd be cool to come over to the island for dinner and shit, you know? And we're bringing kids, and we got another couple with us. They got their kids too, you know. Little party favors for you. I bet you that motherfucker's doing shit with his kids too.
Of course. I mean, they've all got to know, you know, the circles they hang around in. They've all got to hear the gossip and whispers. It's not like they run into these people and then all of a sudden be like, oh, you're that guy. You know, it's like they all got to know about, have heard the Epstein name. Even, you know, people that don't hang around those circles know who he is. So I can only imagine the ones that do, you know even more.
Yeah. That Zorro Ranch, man, that's the key to that. And that's why that was never investigated. That was the shit. I guarantee you there's some kind of fucking freaky cloning lab or some shit underneath there. It's probably still active. Just different management. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Has anybody tried to go there since?
I watched a video the other day that was pretty recent of a guy flying a drone over it, and the security came out, and he was out at the road.
Oh.
And he had to hurry up and land his drone and get the fuck up out of there.
So they still have active security there.
Yeah, apparently.
So there you go.
Yeah, there's somebody, you know, and it's purchased by somebody else. And of course, you're going to have security, because how many people out there would actually try to go up there if there was nobody there and it's empty and this, that, and the other? Wouldn't, you know.
So somebody else bought it, you said?
Yeah, it's been sold, but you can't.
I wonder who that is. You can't find anything on it.
I haven't found nothing on who bought it. Probably one of his trusts. Probably one.
I was just about to say that. He sold it to
himself.
himself.
Did you know that fucking idiot? After he got in trouble, he won the fucking Powerball lottery.
Who?
Epstein.
I guess if you believe in that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not random, man. These
Yeah.
people, the winners of these things are not people and shit. It's just a way for them to launder money.
Yeah.
You know, steal money.
Yeah.
That's why I call it the idiot tax.
Yeah. Kind of like artwork, you know, same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The way to launder money. So, how much you want to bet that the Epstein's just at the Zorro Ranch again? You know, because you know you're not allowed to know who bought it, and
listen,
nobody knows how to.
You could hide out there and nobody would know. I mean,
there you go, perfect place, right?
Yeah. Especially if it's got underground facilities, shit. You know.
Yeah, and multiple. I mean, that whole compound was miles long, right?
Supposedly, yeah. It's, I mean, big. We saw it on Google Earth last night. It was like, fuck, it's huge.
So you got multiple places to hide. I assume we know how these people love their tunnels.
Well, he had the house in New York, mansion in New York. He had one in Palm Beach. This one out here. He had that island. And that's just what we know about.
Yeah.
You know?
All the properties just owned by LLCs all across the world.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, and Richard Branson owns an island that's only like 30 miles away from Epstein Island. His brother Mark, I think, owns another island that's right there next to it. I mean, these fucking people in their islands, man.
So crazy.
You want to see what TDS really looks like? Trump derangement syndrome. You want to see what it really, really looks like? Yeah, let me fucking show you. His own daughter. His own fucking daughter. Couldn't take the criticism. Unfucking real, bro. There's going to be more of this shit going on, too. Or you're self-deleting or something. More pressure from these files, dude. The unredacted version that Congress got to go start seeing yesterday, mentions Trump over 1 million fucking times. 1 million times.
Yeah. That fucking blew me away. 1 million times. Oh, I'm not in the list. You know, I'm not in the file. Motherfucker, you're mentioned over 1 million times. I mean, it'd take a long time just to go through that. Just the ones with your mention. God
But it
damn.
shows I'm completely innocent.
Oh, yeah, right.
Completely innocent.
Yep. Oh, excuse me while I go over here and grab this girl's pussy. Just checking you for tightness there, girl.
I don't know how credible this is, but this thing that I'm reading here says mysterious deed claims new ownership of Jeffrey Epstein's ranch was bought out by some Florida church.
A Florida church?
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to read it here, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to do more digging. You know, this is
Gotta be, and I guarantee you it's gonna be one of those fucking like Greg Locke type churches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm just going off first glance, so
Is it Greg Locke? Is that where
no,
he's at?
I mean it doesn't have a name yet. I'm still reading here. But if I find more, I'll let you know. The 33,339 square foot mansion.
What?
33,339 square foot mansion, man. They just love that number.
That's a coincidence, man.
Kevin Bacon says he calls bullshit. On what? On what, Kevin?
All of it.
You know what I'm grateful to Kevin Bacon about? He taught me how to deal with my problems using angry warehouse dancing. Footloose. That's how you deal with your problems, is angry warehouse dancing.
Is it a Catholic church?
Where?
That one that bought it.
Oh, the church buying the thing?
Trying to figure it out.
Scientology church.
Probably them fuckers
more
are
likely.
weird people. You
I'm
look in the
sorry,
eyes of
Cage.
them fuckers.
I have not got patience to deal with you tonight, man.
Here, I'll
And
just send you the article.
Cage trying to come up. I don't need the show
Tonight? Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not
No,
doing
thanks.
it, Cage.
That guy's full retard.
The
Yeah, I said
redacted
that.
version that we got to see mentioned him 38,000. I'm like, that ain't enough, right? Over 1 million fucking times, bro. Oh my god. What a fucking shithole country this place is. Fucking feel dirty just fucking being an American, dude. Ugh. Fucking gross, dude. Fucking MAGAs fucking suck, dude. Fucking suck my ass. Pieces of shit.
A million. I mean, ain't this some shit? 1 million fucking times. Guy shoots his own daughter. There's more instances of people, you know, fights and families and shit like that. Oh, we saw that guy trying to make his parents see, you know, what the fuck's going on. And they're like, oh, yeah, it'd be okay if he ordered the bombing of Oklahoma City. I don't care, because it must have been a reason for it. You know, that kind of dumb shit. It's like, are you kidding me?
I put the article I was reading, talking about in the regular chat there. It says the listed address for the Love and Bliss Church is a small home in Redington Beach, Florida, founded in 2018, a Christian nonprofit, of course. Listed president is 22-year-old Alexander Lesniski, I guess. Florida records show he was arrested in 2017 for stalking and again in March for battery. The Love and Bliss deed is stamped with a notary signature as well as Jeffrey Epstein's signature. Document states it was created in April of 2019. But I don't know.
Sounds like a rainbow church.
They got
Love and Bliss.
They apparently got the PDF of the deed on here. I don't know at the bottom. I don't know. Anyway, it's just an article. Who knows? Fake news.
I was looking for it here.
It's in the regular chat.
There it is. Why isn't it over here in this chat then? What's going on?
I didn't put it in private.
No, I know. I'm looking over here.
I gotta go on my laptop to do that. I should probably just go do that. Be
My,
easier.
oh, I'm on the wrong fucking. No, I'm not.
Get it together.
No, I don't. Whatever. Crazy.
Hang on, I'll be back. I'll go get on my laptop. I'll make you
I would be
do
back.
these things.
I would be back, he says. We're almost there. Here's an interesting thing about the Voyager. Just to kind of break up the monotony for a minute.
So, NASA claims the Voyager 1 space probe is still drifting through endless space right now, 50 years after launch. Voyager 1, launched before smartphones or the internet, and is supposedly 15 billion miles away. What technology is it using exactly? NASA claims it hasn't stopped moving for over 50 years. No repairs, no refuel, no reboot. Space is said to be freezing cold, full of radiation, and completely empty. So, what battery survives 5 decades? Picture Voyager passing glowing dust clouds or shattered meteor fields. Images we never actually see. Weather apps change by the hour, but space photos stay the same. If storms exist on Jupiter, why no time lapse? Sailboats need stars. Airplanes need GPS. What navigates Voyager? We live in a world of 4K streams, satellite TV, and voice assistants. So why is Voyager still using tech that's, older than arcades? If its antenna can communicate across billions of miles, why can't that same technology boost signals in mountain towns or rescue ships in storms? And why isn't every device powered for decades with it? Think about sound design too. Documentaries add rumbling space audio, but well, space is silent. If nothing can carry sound, what are we really hearing? It creates a mood, but mood isn't evidence. That's why questioning doesn't make you rebellious. It makes you honest. It means you're thinking. If the stars are reachable, why so few attempts? Why no live footage drifting past the edge of Earth? Why only drawings and distant beeps? Maybe space is endless, or maybe we're just looking in the wrong direction.
Are you muted, Soph? Or is that me?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, Cage wanted to come up here, and I said, like, no, you derail this fucking show. I don't want you to come up. Well, I've known you for a long time. I don't care how long you've known the show. It's just
You're constantly in a drunken stupor.
Yeah. This is it here, isn't it? I guess whatever. Let's see. Money, secrets, and sex abuse scandals made Jeffrey Epstein infamous. New Mexico state officials cut all ties with the financier. Yeah, because he bought it from a former governor of New Mexico, didn't he?
Yeah, King. What was it? I can't remember her first name. Gary King. Is that right?
South of Santa Fe was shrouded in secrecy. The records show Epstein and the Zorro Trust bought the ranch from Gary King family, then built his 33,339 square foot mansion there in the 90s. Since 1993, the Epstein Trust had state lease agreements for grazing cattle on public lands near his mansion. To your knowledge, what was that land being used for? They asked the New Mexico State Land Commissioner, Stephanie Garcia Richard. One can only speculate, and I have to tell you, Gabrielle, that my staff, this has been a difficult topic for us to tackle, said Garcia Richard. Thinking about what state land might have been used for has been difficult. Well, yeah, I would imagine, because you let this fucking slimy fuck do shit, man. Garcia Richard took office in 2019 of that year.
It's further down the article. It says the church thing. Yeah, right there. So why would Epstein Trust sign over
for $200?
Yeah. That's
this a scam. Address for Love and Bliss Church.
I didn't click on that yet.
Yeah, look and see what that's about real quick.
Where is it at? Renington Beach, Florida.
Yeah, Redington Beach, Florida. IRS is their tax shit, I guess. Charity Navigator. 501c3 organization, Redington Beach, Florida. No URL, no website or anything. That's kind of strange these days for a church.
What said the guy? Was it below that somewhere? Said the guy got arrested for something there. 22-year-old arrested for stalking and battery.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, 22-year-old president. That's like some Will Duffy stuff.
It does sound like some Will Duffy stuff. See, these motherfuckers are always hiding in the church, man. Always hiding in the church. They're catching pedophiles. Where are they finding them? In this fucking church. Oh, these evangelical Christian men, they're out there going, praise Jesus and bless Israel and give me a couple kids to fuck. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
A small home in Redington Beach, Florida, founded in 2018. The Christian nonprofit's listed president is 22-year-old Alexander Leszczynski.
Something like that.
Florida records show he was arrested in 2017 for stalking and again in March for battery. Nice. 11 Bliss deed is stamped with a notary signature as well as Jeffrey Epstein's. The document states it was created in April of 2019. The Florida address for the attorney listed on the deed turns up as a realty office on Google with no relation to an attorney listed on the document. The New York phone number on the deed sent news to a Jack DeWitt sales office who said they've had the same number for 60 years and did not have an attorney by the name of the person listed on the deed.
Sounds like a shell company.
It is, man. It's right there. It's right there in front of God and everybody. It's right there in front of God and everybody. Nice.
So that was all I could really find so far.
Yeah.
Church.
Why would someone file a fraudulent deed? I think that they can get in and maybe then start cutting off pieces and portions of it and get away with it. I don't know, man. That would be something that's going to have to go to court right there. What the fuck? Right? Was that just a fraud that ripped off Epstein? Or is it, did he do that? Or is he actually that church?
Right. That's what I was about to say.
Oh.
He's one of those bait and switches.
What's this here?
Money, secrets, and sex abuse scandals. State officials cut all ties with the infamous financier and part-time New Mexican Jeffrey Epstein.
News 13 investigative reporter Gabrielle Burkhart looked into what could become of his New Mexico mansion, and what she uncovered is bizarre.
It is a remote property. It's very obvious that this was a cover-up.
For years, this place was shrouded in secrecy.
This is a lease that goes back decades.
The billionaire behind the sprawling Zorro Ranch south of Santa Fe is gone. Only Jeffrey Epstein and his accusers know the dark details of what went on here near Stanley, New Mexico. Records show Epstein and the Zorro Trust bought the ranch from the Gary King family, then built his 33,000 square foot mansion there in the 90s. And since 1993, the Epstein Trust had state lease agreements for grazing cattle on public lands near his mansion. And to your knowledge, what was that land being used for?
One can only speculate, and I have to tell you, Gabrielle, my staff, this has been a difficult topic for us to tackle. Thinking about what state land might have been used for has been difficult.
State Land Commissioner Stephanie Garcia Richard took office in 2019. That year, with
the Zorro Ranch and start the scene.
She canceled a decades-long lease agreement the state had with Epstein for nearly 1,300 acres of grazing land.
We want to encourage a ranching family to use it. We want to encourage rec access to the area. We've even talked about some type of memorial site to just recognize what folks went through, what young girls and women went through in this area and on state land.
But as Garcia Richard explains, there's still a problem.
It's the inaccessible, landlocked state land.
This map shows the two properties in blue canceled in the lease agreements. Garcia Richard says this section is landlocked. The surrounding private property owner, she says, refuses to grant access.
My staff and I went out to do a field visit to access the exact acreage you were talking about, and were denied access by the private landowner.
Nearly 7,600 acres of private property surrounds the state's land.
That's a pretty big ranch.
We requested records in Santa Fe County to verify how much land the Epstein estate still owns, and what we uncovered is bizarre. A deed filed with Santa Fe County in October 2020 transferring the Zorro Ranch from Epstein's company Cypress Inc. to Love and Bliss, a nonprofit church, for $200. So why would the Epstein estate sign over this land to a Florida church for just $200? We dug deeper to find out. The listed address for Love and Bliss Church is a small home in Reddington Beach, Florida. Founded in 2018, the Christian nonprofit's listed president is 22-year-old Alexander Lisinski. Florida records show he was arrested in 2017 for stalking and again in March for battery. The Love and Bliss deed, stamped with a notary and Epstein's signature, states the document was created in April of 2019.
My name is Gabrielle Burkhardt. I'm a reporter in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
A Florida address for the attorney listed on the deed instead turns up as a realty office on Google.
How long have you guys had this phone number?
And the New York phone number on the deed sent us to a Jack DeWitt food broker office who says they've had the same number for 60 years.
Maybe more than a year.
Finally,
I have in front of me a warranty deed.
We reached a representative from the Epstein estate
that shows a portion of the Zorro Ranch in Stanley, New Mexico was deeded over from Cypress Inc. to a Love and Bliss Church based out of Florida.
It's the same people that filed the fraudulent warranty deed in Florida.
It turns out Love and Bliss filed a fake deed in Florida for Epstein's Palm Beach mansion, hindering the estate's push to sell the property. Court documents show a Florida judge found the deed there invalid and unenforceable. In violation of the court's final judgment, a second fraudulent deed was filed under the name Hung Shung Lee. Love and Bliss was directed to cease and desist.
They don't have any claim on this property either.
Here's First Judicial District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwies.
There is absolutely recourse for filing a fraudulent deed.
She explains deeds are filed with the county clerk's office, but it's not the clerk's job to verify if the document is real.
That was really supposed to be the notary's job.
What would be the motivation of somebody filing a fraudulent deed?
They think that they can get in and maybe then start selling off pieces and portions of it and get away with it. And then it would just perpetuate the fraud because new innocent owners would come in, give these people money, and then be part of this scheme and not actually own that. So I think it's great that you caught it because hopefully you've stopped it in its tracks.
The Epstein estate says it's preparing the Zorro Ranch for sale. They'll take court action to clear the fake deed, and funds will go toward the victim compensation program.
And unfortunately, those cases were swept under the rug.
New Mexico Attorney General Hector Baldera says Epstein was able to hide out here. Over the years, women came out accusing the New York-based investor of sexually abusing them at his New Mexico ranch. In 2008, Epstein pled guilty in Florida for soliciting a minor for prostitution, but he never faced charges in New Mexico.
By the time I inherited the case, you're talking about generations of time had passed. And I think that was part of the illicit cover-up of a very powerful individual.
The convicted sex offender died in jail in 2019, awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. His death ruled a suicide. As for his New Mexico mansion and canceled state lease,
the feds are in the best position to seize those assets.
If New Mexico had proper access to this grazing land, what would you be able to do with it?
Ultimately, we would like to see the land returned to New Mexicans.
Gabrielle Burkhardt, KRQE Investigates.
We tried contacting the Love and Bliss founder to get his side of the story. We were unable to reach him. The district attorney in Santa Fe says the Epstein estate could pursue criminal charges against Love and Bliss for that fake deed, since it appears fraud and forgery were involved.
Interesting. I did not know any of that. I did not know any of that. How do I make that get small?
So it's going to be up for sale.
What in the hell are they doing?
I do think it's weird. They got 1,300 acres in the middle of his property. That's state land.
Yeah.
That's not even that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Here in like South Dakota, that's not that much.
No.
It is, but it isn't, but.
That is crazy.
You could see across that stretch of land there.
Right. Let's see. What was this? Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. Do you know who Ted Gunderson is? Or was?
Sounds familiar.
He is a former FBI director. And man, he was going around years ago talking about this shit. And now maybe people will listen. I don't know. Hopefully. But this is good old Ted right here.
Look what's happened.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him.
23 years. A disgrace. I personally investigated the Oklahoma City bombing case. Huge cover-up. Jack Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. Bobby Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. World Trade Center, huge cover-up. Okay. Terrorism. They're using it as an excuse to take away our constitutional rights and our civil liberties. The Bilderbergs. The Illuminati, Bilderberg, New World Order, globalists are the element behind this. It dovetails into the satanic movement, and this movement has infiltrated into our intelligence community, the once great FBI and the CIA. Look what's happening.
It's been longer than that. Now. I mean, think about how long ago was Oklahoma City, right? It was in the 90s. There's this was kind of interesting from Michael Wolff. He's that author that conspired with Epstein to smear Trump. That's what Trump says. So, yeah, Michael Wolff. Melania was going to sue him or something too, I think. I don't know.
I urged Epstein. I said, you should release these pictures. I mean, if for no other reason, and Epstein was already in trouble and already a figure of which people were. He was already demonized. I said, maybe this will even help you. You can be on the side of right here. And I remember Epstein said, again, chilling at the time, he said, I may be a pervert, but I'm not crazy. And then he said, Trump is a man without any scruples. Chill went up my back then.
For somebody like that to say that Trump doesn't have any scruples, I mean, what's that say? What does that actually say to you? I mean, good golly, y'all. Who's this here? Oh, Wesley. Wesley, turn your camera on so I can make sure it's you and not some freak that's trying to porn bot me. I'll wait. NWO coming in hot. Uh-oh.
I think it's already here.
So Wesley, if that's actually you, turn on your camera so that we can verify that it's an actual person and not some kind of a freak that's going to try to porn bomb the show. Okay. Bullshit. You've been on camera before. Don't give me that shit. You don't have a camera. Fuck you.
Every device has a camera at this point.
Well, I guess you're not coming on then, Wesley. Okay. Sorry about that. You're going to have to, I have to verify that you're a person. There's too many of you twisted fucking people out there that try to come on. Well, that's a problem. How old is your fucking PC, dude? If you don't have a fucking camera on it, Christ.
Probably still running dial-up.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. You'll have to come on with, you got a device or something. I actually can verify that you're not going to sit there and blow some kind of disgusting bullshit across my screen. So that's the conditions.
New World Order coming in hot. How they're going to sell it in the name of unity, peace, and safety.
Conspiracy theorists were right again. Have you guys seen what's going on in Oxford right now in the UK? They just set up their little 15-minute city, and they are now charging people for leaving the city. You get 100 free days. They call it a free day. You get a free pass to leave the 15-minute city. And if you exceed your 100 free days, you have to pay the US dollar equivalent.
Oh, I just showed that a few minutes ago, didn't I? That same woman, didn't I? I think I did.
Yeah.
About how you're going to get fucked and can't go nowhere. Bullshit. Who says? That's what I say. Who the fuck says? You know what I mean? I don't know who this is does these animations, but they're really good. I like these.
The insane story of the military being forced to buy tickets to the Melania documentary. The military is forcing soldiers to buy tickets to and review the Melania documentary. It's being framed as a unit cohesion and morale and community booster. Service members are complaining en masse, but most are following through by buying a ticket and sitting in a theater and watching Epstein's ex-girlfriend spend millions of dollars on clothes. While at the same time, much of the military is required to live off food stamps. The White House seems desperate to make this very boring, mindless money laundering scheme look real. They are paying people to attend screenings, sometimes multiple times a day. They are coordinating with the National Faith Advisory Board, which is leaning on churches to take whole parishes to see a former escort turned trophy wife pretend to know the lyrics to Michael Jackson songs. They are flooding IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes with fake reviews, and the owner of Rotten Tomatoes was even pushed to claim the reviews are real, even when all evidence clearly shows it isn't. While IMDb put a disclaimer showing that they're being flooded by foreign bots. All of this doesn't really matter. It's all just a morass of corruption and vanity, and the less time I spend thinking about Melania, the better. But what does matter is that the White House is leaning on the military to do bullshit like this, and the military is fucking capitulating. What happens when they stop asking soldiers to watch Trump's Dommy Mommy and start asking for them to aim their rifles at you and me?
I'd rather unload the Connex and then reload it than go watch that fucking movie.
Dude, they're literally, wow, man. Go see the movie.
Are they at least letting them do it on like the 9 to 5 time? You know, like
They
regular
should.
work hours.
They should. You know, they probably sweeten it up by saying, you know, you get some brownie points, you know.
Yeah,
And
you get
people that
5
don't
promotion
know,
points.
People say, I don't want to go see that fucking piece of shit movie. There, you go, okay. Well, promotion time comes around.
Yep.
Look, Wesley, I'm sorry. The only thing you can do is put a camera on there and let me verify. I don't know why this is a problem for you now, because you've come on here before with your camera. So that tells me that you're not Wesley. You have ill intentions. And I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not going to take the risk. I'm sorry. Everybody else that comes on here has a camera, is verified that they're who they are and shit. Before I bring them up, Cubby, I know. Other people I know and shit. The only Wesley that ever comes on here has a camera. So I'm sorry about your luck, buddy. You're just going to have to go get a camera. That's all I can say. I don't know what the deal is for you, man. Sorry. This, uh-oh, wait a second. There we go. Mike Pompeo. Oh, yeah, he arrested Julian Assange without any probable cause because he leaked the emails that brought up the Pizzagate shit, right?
Yep.
That's exactly why. Same reason they were banning a bunch of fucking people on Facebook and everywhere else.
Mike Pompeo was caught plotting to murder Julian Assange, the head of WikiLeaks. It was WikiLeaks that made that first tranche of emails available to the public. And it was Julian Assange who said on camera, he didn't say my source, but he heavily suggested in an interview with Dutch television, my source was Seth Rich, the DNC staffer who was found murdered on the street in Washington in a so-called robbery where nothing was taken from him. That investigation was taken over by the FBI. What? Why?
The 27-year-old who was shot in the back, murdered for unknown reasons. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that our sources take risks.
I mean, that couldn't be clearer, right? It was right after that Julian Assange was incarcerated, first in an embassy in London and then in Belmarsh prison, never charged with a crime, and that was pushed by CIA and Mike Pompeo. These are real allegations, they're credible allegations, and rather than follow up, you're punishing the guy who brought them to light? Tell us how that works, Mike Pompeo.
Right. What's up, Raj?
Not much. I'll show Wesley how to do it. You turn your camera on. There you are, buddy.
Yeah, it wasn't Wesley.
Can you hear
somebody else?
It wasn't. Oh man,
somebody desperately trying to get in and pull some bullshit. That's all. You know, same as ever.
Well, he won the award. He got my Glurf of the Year award.
Did he? Kick ass.
Yeah,
Kick
yeah.
ass.
I know. You can put it up there with a Nobel Peace Prize, or I'm trying to think of something else. The Trump Award for FIFA.
For FIFA. Yeah. So that
well, I'm on break right now, so I got like 5 minutes. I thought I'd come poke fun at Wesley if that's him.
I don't think so. No, I get tired of seeing him back there begging to come up on the fucking show. You know,
he's pulling a Brenda.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't Wesley. He's like, well, those other people don't have their camera on. They've had their camera on before. That's how they've been able to come on here. And like I'm going to ask Chad for his camera. I know fucking Chad, right? True few, right? People that are here all the time. And if you're truly Wesley, well, Wesley, we already know Wesley's got a camera. Just come on, come on, be real.
I hand out links to everybody I want to come on my show. They have a link before they get there. For the most part, that's the way I do it.
Well, I'll let them go
Chad
up
gets
here.
a link.
You know, if you've never been out here before, turn your camera on. I'm going to give you a set of instructions to perform on the camera so that I can verify that you're not just a still picture or a loop of a video or some other kind of bullshit like that. And then fine, you come right up. Not a fucking problem. So that's not that difficult.
Well, I'm using Google Meets when they come in, and they have to go on camera to get in there. So if they don't come on camera, I won't let them in. So,
yeah. Well, that's what I just had to do.
I feel sorry for him. Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
I can't do that in StreamYard. You know,
it's Nancy Guthrie, like Cubby said last night. He said shit's fake as hell, right? Well, this is a veteran homicide investigator. His name is Paul Ciolino. He says the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie is fake, staged, and that the narrative has already collapsed. He says the FBI has absolutely no evidence whatsoever of anything. So I'm going to show that here in a second.
That's a shame.
There it is. There's Moon Bounce.
Hey, Moon Bounce.
Hey, I just wanted to help Wesley feel bad.
Oh, okay, good. He's anything I'm in, he screens all the shows I'm in, and he comes back to me and tells me stuff about it later. So I got a first-rate stalker, is what I got.
Yeah. This guy almost.
Do you feel honored?
Check this dude out. Don't he look like Ed Asner? To me, he
Yeah,
looks
almost.
like Ed.
Yeah, a little bit. The chubby cheeks for sure.
Yeah, the eyebrows, big thick eyebrows.
He needs glasses.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna hop off here.
I don't think so.
So,
All right, brother. Thanks for coming up.
I gotta get. Oh, no problem. I had to get back to work here in a minute.
Yeah, see how easy that is, Wesley?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty damn easy. Bye,
Wesley, the Wesley impersonator.
Yeah, whatever you are. Now, I know Wesley has a camera. I've seen him use it.
Oh yeah, of course I do too.
Yeah.
So
all right. Later, son.
Later, buddy.
Later.
I don't think she was kidnapped. We would have heard. Listen, there would have been a video. There would have been a photograph. There would have been something. A lock of hair, a drop of blood, something mailed to somebody so they could verify, yes, in fact, these people have my mother. Kidnappers want to get paid quickly. They don't want this thing to linger. If you're negotiating with another drug dealer in South America somewhere, it could go on for a few weeks, a month, until they get bored and decide this is not worth it. And it's either pay up or we're going to kill this person. And it's always a negotiation, right? The first figure they throw out is never what actually gets paid, like any good business deal. There's going to be a negotiation, but it's going to be a fast and hard one. And there's been no negotiations. No one's called up and said, hey, where's my money? That hasn't happened. For the simple reason is nobody's kidnapped her, I don't think. If you're a good kidnapper, you're going to grab the medication on the way out the door because you're going to have to take care of her. You're going to have to keep her alive and healthy, right? So it shows a total lack of planning. The total lack of forensic evidence of anyone being in that house, of grabbing her, is another clue that she wasn't kidnapped. You know, you walk in somewhere, you're going to leave something. I don't care who you are. You're going to leave some DNA, some footprints, some fingerprints, blood if anyone gets cut on glass or whatever. You know, listen, the FBI is great at crime scene processing. They've been processing this thing for, 6, 7, 8 days now. They've got nothing. If they had something, we'd have heard about it. The problem was it became public very quickly. And my guess is the Russians or Nigerians said, hey, here's an opportunity to make a few dollars. We don't have a body. We don't have proof of anything. We're just going to hope that they panic and pay us. I don't think anybody in position of authority believes she's alive at this point. And no one wants to say it publicly. This is the problem, right? Listen, when you see the FBI on the roof a week later and helicopters have been filming that roof for nonstop for 7 days, we're reaching. They got nothing else to do. They've got nothing left. And someone said, hey, get up on the roof, take a look again. They've got nothing. They've got no film. They got no evidence that she was taken by anybody at this point, other than some hokey ransom letters, which aren't saying anything except send us money to this untraceable account. I think, unfortunately, it's going to end badly. Mrs. Guthrie's probably going to be found deceased somewhere. I doubt she walked off and someone picked her up and, they're eating tea and cupcakes somewhere in Arizona area. I very much doubt it. I mean, she has medical issues. I think if she was taken, we'd pretty much know for sure at this point she was really taken.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Some kind of a ransom video or something.
Sure. If you hadn't talked about it already, ironically, that Super Bowl ad with the Ring doorbell about how, where they're posting it up, if you have a lost puppy, we can now have the option to connect with everybody's Ring doorbell so that we can bring back your puppy. It's definitely not to spy on you guys.
Right.
It's like, why didn't you use this technology to find Nancy Guthrie then?
Right.
But
and the Ring door cameras are hooked up to the fucking flock camera systems now, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got cameras, but they're on local storage. I was like, I'm never buying one of those things that are hooked up to anybody else's network or server.
Yeah.
I got my own server here that they're hooked up to. It's like I had a detective come. What's up?
She would have had to been taken somewhere, or she'd be in that house. So, I mean, to say she wasn't taken anywhere is kind of like, I don't see how that's possible. She had to be taken somewhere. She had to exist, right? She's not a fake person.
Oh, I'm sure she's a real person, but I don't know. I mean, she's a relative of a news anchor after all.
Yeah, there's some weird shit. Why is this going on? Right? What the hell? I mean, what would it do? I mean, it's like the cat's already out of the bag. You know, if this was over those interviews, then the cat's already out of the bag. It's, you know, what's that going to do?
I think it was all distraction to cover up from this. Everybody's hot on this Epstein stuff, and there's like, what can we do? Every single news outlet is covering this. Like, this is the first missing person we've ever had before, right?
Right. Well, and it's also, you know, when people say the FBI, it's like, oh boy, and everybody thinks the FBI is this big professional fucking. They're clowns, dude.
Yeah.
They're a fucking joke. They have a bug-eyed Jeet for a fucking director. Okay, you know, I mean, let's get real. Let's get real. This is the guy right here that we got. Oh, I saw no credible evidence that he was trafficking to anyone. Really? Did you actually look at anything? No, that motherfucker can't read.
How come, who was the last FBI director before Biden? I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Comey.
Not Comey, the guy in between them. Gray-haired dude. Shoot.
I don't remember.
Anybody help me out here?
Fucking joke of some kind.
I'll look it up real quick.
Listen to this woman. She don't take no shit. Listen to this.
Stop carelessly labeling people anti-Semites. Catholic Christianity does not in any way require you to embrace Zionism as a fulfilled prophecy. So what I've heard today is that if you don't support Zionism, you are an anti-Semite. I'm a Catholic, and Catholics do not embrace Zionism, just so you know. So are all Catholics anti-Semites, according to you?
As I said, anti-Zionism.
So just to be clear, are Catholics anti-Semites?
I'm going to interrupt the discussion. Our committee is focused on religious liberty taken from all people.
Right, but we're talking about a foreign nation, so I want to be clear on what the definition of anti-Semitism is. I don't support the political state of Israel. Am I an anti-Semite? Yes or no?
They already answered. Asked and answered.
According to you, on the record, yes? I don't agree with that, because as a Catholic, I don't agree that the new modern state of Israel has any biblical prophecy meaning at all. So that's my stance, and I'm Catholic.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah, don't just, you know, they try to browbeat you, and then they cower away when you stand up, though. They cower away when you stand up, start hitting them with shit. It's like, no.
It was Christopher Wray, the FBI director.
That's right.
But yeah, it's just like that guy just all of a sudden dipped out and disappeared.
Yeah,
Probably for good reason.
He's just gone.
Yeah, no more. You still hear about Comey from time to time, but not Wray. But yeah, they're all just as much of a part of the act as the president or any of them.
Well, now that we're coming to find out that our government's actually ran by an elite network of satanic pedophiles that literally sacrifice children, these people were taking out humans to Epstein's Island, putting them on an island, flying in billionaire Rothschilds, giving them firearms, and then sending them on a hunt to literally hunt down humans like they're some type of big game and prey. That's the type of elite network pedophile. They're talking about raping and torturing and just killing children and turning them into beef jerky for fun because they were bored on a Sunday. That's how these elites operate. So riddle me shocked to come to find out that Tina Peters, a Gold Star mother, she brought her son home in a body bag because we went over and invaded the Middle East for some reason because there was weapons of mass destruction, when it turns out it looks like we were just over there hunting for Gilgamesh's throne. Anyways, I digress from that, but Tina's still rotting in a jail cell. Trump can't get Tina out of a jail cell, but somehow he can get all the pedophiles and elite scumbags who are on Epstein's list and being blackmailed and buying off our politicians and got caught charged with, you know, high crimes and treason. These scumbags that Trump was pardoning. I mean, what is the pedophile count that Trump's pardoned now? At least like 10 since he's been in office. So Trump's going out and pardoning all the pedophiles. Meanwhile, Tina Peters is sitting in a jail cell rotting. On top of that, Now we find out that our IRS agents aren't paying their taxes either. So those scumbags have been hunting through our bank accounts and going through every $600 Venmo transaction and every $500 PayPal payment that you got sent because you went over and shoveled the lady's lawn for the summer because you wanted to put a few extra dollars in your bank account. Well, Uncle Sam had to get their dirty dick rubbers on your cash, on every little penny that you've spent. Now you're getting audited. And when they pass laws like that, like, oh, you can't fly with more than $10,000 cash, they passed it in 1970 when $10,000 was like $100 grand. Today, $10,000 is like a couple of weeks worth of rent. So forgive me that if I'm not, tickled or thrilled with the fact that IRS agents aren't paying their taxes when us peasants, we got to pay our taxes. But shut your mouth, be a good little goyim. Don't ask and just move on from the Epstein files, because obviously they completely exonerated Trump. Trump had no idea who Epstein was. Israel's our greatest ally in the Middle East, and they would never do anything wrong.
While most Americans had to write a big fat check to the government today to pay their taxes, over 100,000 federal workers are not paying their taxes. In 2021, the IRS found that almost 150,000 federal workers owe about $1.5 billion in unpaid taxes. Over 5,000 of them work at the IRS and owe $50 million in overdue taxes. Even though the IRS can fire its workers that are not paying their taxes, only 20 people have been terminated. That double standard is something Senator Joni Ernst, Senate Doge Caucus chair, wants to stop. She's introducing several bills aimed at cleaning up the IRS. One bill would require IRS employees to be audited every year and fired if they don't pay their taxes. But while the IRS is not catching the tax cheats on their own payroll, they are busy arming their workforce. Ernst is also calling out 10 million taxpayer dollars the IRS has spent on guns and ammo, stockpiling 4,500 guns, 5 million rounds of ammo, even 15 machine guns.
They would never turn an entire country into a gravel graveyard where they plan to go ahead and build Trump towers on it. That would never happen. They wouldn't be talking about Trump Gaza after they literally just slaughtered 700,000 innocent women and children. That's how many people have died over in Gaza. At least 700,000 innocent women and children. These were casualties. And they've turned this entire country to rubble. And now they want to talk about building their billionaire Playboy golf club on it, where all the pedophiles from Epstein's Island who have robbed us and stole all of our tax dollars from the last 50 to 100 years are going to go over there, live high in the hog, and sell billion-dollar real estate deals. Meanwhile, we're just supposed to shut our mouths and pay our taxes. That's the new motto for the Trump administration. And if you talk about the Epstein files, Trump doesn't want your vote. If you are a fan of Thomas Massie, Trump doesn't want you in the MAGA movement. So let's give him the MAGA movement back, shall we?
I don't know who Tina Peters is.
She was a Gold Star mother, one of the people that died in one of the Gulf Wars, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Why is she in prison?
She had something to do with J6, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Oh.
I think.
I thought all the J6ers were out now.
Supposedly. Well, that's old news, I think, that he's talking about, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me double check this.
Well, you're checking that.
What is your excuse? He's a liar. Neighbors with this dude. Claims he only ever met him once. Lived next to him for 20-some years.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
How this guy has a job today is a disgrace. Proven liar, advising the President of the United States every day. I'm so done with these people, man.
She was the Colorado Secretary of State that was looking into the voter fraud during Biden's administration. He locked her up. So Trump, of course, overturned that.
He don't give a shit.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I was wrong on that. It's funny that also that he pardoned Rod Blagojevich notorious Illinois governor, Democrat, by the way.
Blago.
Blago, because he was on The Apprentice. You know, he's one of his buddies from The Apprentice. So that, by all means, means to get rid of or get your buddy out of jail free, I guess.
Jesus. Yeah, and all these pedos, it's like 88 of them. And he's talking about, we got to do something about that when he was campaigning and shit. Yeah, he's doing something about it, all right. God damn him. This whole fucking system, everybody that fucking votes, stop.
We've just found out that President Trump is in the unredacted Epstein files over 1 million times. He initially appeared in the redacted files over 38,000 times, but now that the representatives have been able to review the unredacted files in their entirety, Representative Jamie Raskin has reported seeing Trump's name over 1 million times. I need you to really take that in, because you genuinely think that the guy is riddled throughout a child sex trafficking ring's files over 1 million times is not guilty? There's also multiple incriminating emails available about Trump's involvement with Epstein as they are trying to actively cover up their relationship. Interesting how there's multiple victim accounts of Trump abusing them in the files. And then there's this email. Trump is the dog who didn't bark. And a victim spent hours at the house with him? And another email about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell using girls from his Mar-a-Lago spot. And yet another email discussing Trump's PR risk on Epstein because of their relationship and possibly having him hang himself if he does not win the presidency. And this is only about a year before he took his first time in office. And I also want you to watch both Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell refuse to answer whether or not Trump was involved with minors.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Are you aware of Donald Trump ever engaging in sexual activity with an individual introduced to him by you or Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my 5th Amendment right to silence.
This is genuinely the easiest fucking whodunit I have ever seen in my life, and it is still going over y'all's heads. If y'all want to prove his innocence or watch some pedophiles' heads fucking roll, then maybe we should open a fucking investigation? Around 10 other countries right now have open investigations on officials that have been merely associated with Epstein. Our president is in the files over 1 million times. Where is the investigation?
Hey, I have a question. Like, what's the 5th for anyway?
What's the what?
Like when they say, what's the 5th for anyway? Like if somebody came up to you and said, hey, do you know that your neighbor ever did this? And then you would claim, I claim the 5th. How can they not make you answer that? Because it has nothing to do with incriminating yourself.
Well, perhaps your testimony would incriminate you. See, it's sort of like you don't have to answer questions. All right.
Well, I get that. I was just wondering about like claiming the 5th, because I thought that was about incriminating yourself.
Well, it's self-incrimination. You have the right to not answer questions without an attorney present too. I don't know. Let's see.
If you have the right to speak, you have the right to be silent.
Let's see what it says exactly. Dun, 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 dun. Can't you just show the fucking thing? Why do you gotta give me all this crap?
I was muted.
No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury. It covers double jeopardy. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb for the same offense. Self-incrimination. No person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. So it's basically saying that, yes. Because if she did say that, then it would be like, well, wait a second, you introduced him for what reason? You see where that whole line of questioning goes, right? Due process, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And takings clause, no private property shall be taken for public use without just compensation. These provisions ensure that individuals have the right to remain silent and that their legal rights are protected during criminal proceedings. The Fifth Amendment is often invoked in various legal contexts, including congressional testimony and other formal proceedings.
Who deems what's just compensation for the government stealing your property?
Well, yeah, see, that's like look into eminent domain, the amount that they'd have to give you for it's fucking shit.
Right.
You know, there again, that's what's important. Their definition of what it is. See,
yeah, I like the Bill of Rights, but it does have its problems.
Well, they're natural rights, and think about this in the context of like a police encounter. At every moment they're fishing. They're trying to find something that they can start investigating, wait a second, that was an inconsistency, blah, 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 and they keep fucking with you. That's why you just don't talk to them. You just don't talk to them.
Yeah, they're constantly
their questions because their questions are designed to fucking trip you up somehow.
To perjure you all the time.
And they're allowed to lie, but if you lie and get caught in a lie, then you're getting lying to law enforcement. See, so
that's common. As common plebs, we can perjure ourselves all the time, and we'd be locked up, and they do it constantly, and nothing ever happens to them.
Nothing. Never will either.
The photos are gonna come out. They are coming, and yes, I'm talking about the photos of Trump from the Epstein files, the photos that prove everything we've all been suspecting, the photos that will bring him down. And the rumor is, it's just a rumor, but what I'm hearing is there's likely right now enough votes to impeach and convict and remove him. This is the rumor that's going around. The circles in DC are saying this. I just want to remind everyone, there were thousands of agents assigned to going through the files, and they've seen everything. And my understanding is that they had this on a server where they all could have access to it. And so who knows what happened to some of those materials from this server. I wouldn't be surprised if things start leaking here very soon. I don't even think it's going to wait for the actual release from Pam Bondi. I think there could be a drop of something very serious here very soon that just slips through the cracks. And then what? Impeach, remove. This is where things are heading, people. Let me know what you think about it. Comment, like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Isn't she supposed to testify before Congress here shortly?
Who's that?
Bondi.
Sometime toward the end of the month. Yeah.
Didn't they say that she said that if Trump pardoned her, she would actually answer the questions? But
that was Ghislaine. That was Ghislaine if she got clemency. Well, we don't need clemency. We've got all the evidence here. Unredact the fucking shit and go after the people that's involved. Boom. That's simple. But she's saying basically, she's telling Trump that I'll say good shit about you if you let me out of prison. That's it. I don't think that's going to fly. I don't think it's going to fly at all.
Speaking of WikiLeaks, whatever happened to Julian Assange?
I don't know.
They let him out, but you haven't heard much, or supposedly, if he was in even. But
oh yeah, this is interesting. Why is Trump always talking about Hannibal Lecter? You mentioned this fucking guy a lot of times.
Has anybody seen Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter. Did anybody ever hear of Hannibal Lecter? The young people didn't. Hannibal Lecter. Dr. Hannibal Lecter. The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. The late, great Hannibal Lecter would like to have you for dinner. He would love to have you for dinner. He will take you. He wants you for dinner. That's the end of you, by the way. He'd love to have you for dinner. You right there. Don't do it. If he suggests, I'd like to have you for dinner, don't go. They say, why does he keep mentioning it? Because Hannibal Lecter was a serious psycho. He was a slightly troubled patient. He mentions Hannibal Lecter. It doesn't make sense. No, it makes a lot of sense. They're coming into our country. And I say, the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Oh, he likes Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter, how great an actor was he? You know why I like him? Because he said on television, on one of the, I love Donald Trump, so I love him.
He's talking about Anthony Hopkins. He was talking about Anthony Hopkins endorsing him. And he don't know his real name, so he called him Lecter. He's such a fucking moron, man. He is just a fucking moron. This is for real. He really is. Oh my God.
Good morning, everybody. We are supporting a petition to make all court transcripts free of charge. It's simply wrong to charge for the transcripts of what is happening legally. It is effectively a paywall on justice, and that's wrong. Justice should be transparent, and it should be available to everybody free of charge. Given what we are discovering in our rape gang inquiry, which has been going on last week and will complete on Friday this week, it's absolutely essential that court transcripts of the horrors and the evils which have been happening over the last 25 years are made available to everybody so that people can actually listen to the gravity and the seriousness and the vileness of what's been going on without the authorities doing anything about it. So please sign this petition. Let's get it over 100,000 and let's have a Westminster Hall debate on the subject. Thank you very much.
For all my UK people.
That's like no debate needed, right? Because I don't think they should even charge for FOIAs.
No.
Right? When people go to do a FOIA and they get some giant bill to go with it, it's like
they charge for FOIA requests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're starting to. They used to not, but now they'll even. It's like they'll claim that you owe the fee for the attorney to look it over before you get it. So that to me is like double dipping because that dude, we're paying him anyway.
That should be free information, right?
Right.
Right.
And they're charging for CDs for like any footage. And it's
Listen,
like,
this
it'd be
whole
like $30 for a CD.
This whole thing's got to come down.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. This whole thing's got to come down. It can't be fixed. It has to be built back from the ground up. Because what's infiltrated into it is like a mesothelioma, a fibrous cancer, that it's interwebbed so hard into the specimen, in this case, our infrastructure of our political scene, our social scene, that there's no way to weed it out without killing the patient. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just all this fibrous corruption bullshit that's interlocked and interwebbed all through. It's a mesothelia is exactly what it is. And all you can do is just burn it out and start over. That's it. You're never going to get out of it any other way.
That's why all those people that try to get put into office, they'll go, well, if you want to make a difference, run for like governors or stuff. But anybody who does that ends up just as corrupt as everybody else.
No, it ain't how you do it.
So what do you think? So what came to mind when you said that, and I agree, is that with all these people who are dependent upon our government, like what do you think how do you think they would react to tearing it all down? You know, would
Oh, it's they're not going to like it.
Right. I'm just saying, do you think they'd then look to us to like, oh, or you want to tear the whole government down? So are you going to help? Or like, you know, they're still going to be looking for somebody to, you know, that's what they do. That's what they've done their whole life.
No,
So
this is the whole thing, man. You got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
That's
So
just
survival of the fittest, basically.
Well,
Because
it wouldn't
it's not-
necessarily have to be with that, but many of the restrictions that are placed, you know, all this shit that goes down. I think that the employment aspect of things would actually increase.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, I'd
You know?
agree.
Because you don't have all this bullshit that goes along with it.
Yeah, I'd force people into going out and do something they wouldn't normally do because, you know, they're not motivated to do it, you know, given the fact that they're dependent.
Right. And I think, you know, going back to the land, going back to growing food, co-ops, that's the way to fucking do it, man. This bullshit that we've got going on right now, this ain't no good. Kroger's and Food Lion and the supermarkets and this bullshit. You don't know where your fucking food's coming from or what kind of butt picking fucker's been having his hands all over it and doing what to it. You know, and we're at that mercy, and we're seeing the results of that now with the high amounts of disease and problems that are coming about because of our genetically modified foods and chemicals and everything else that's in it. Listen, we gotta stop.
Because it's not about tearing it down.
Well,
right?
You just stop.
Right. It's about just let it like implode upon itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Just stop. Quit paying fucking taxes. Quit doing all this bullshit. You know? Quit voting. Stop giving these people your attention. We got to just kind of like it'll start withering away and dying on its own. It really will. People say, what do we replace it with? Nothing. Nothing. You're already doing it. You just don't have these fuckers dicking with you.
Okay? Right.
You're already doing it right now. Most people don't realize it. They live about 99% of their life in a state of anarchy. They don't even realize it. Ain't nobody telling you anything. You're making all you're responsible. You're governing yourself. What's you from doing bad stuff? Is it the threat of consequences, or is it the fact that it's just wrong and you don't want to do bad stuff? I would say the latter. Although there are those people that think that, you know, if they don't have any morals, you know, and this is why they're trying to kill everybody's morals, so that, you know, it's only bad if you get caught. You see, and that's not how that works. It's still bad whether you get caught or not. It's still part of your character. So, you know.
Some of the rituals, it's called SRA. I don't want to say the actual words. Involved taking me out to different parties. Some were in very beautiful mansions, so they would be kind of black tie balls, if you ever saw Eyes Wide Shut, that kind of thing, except what they didn't show in the movie is the children that were brought in as party favors. Sometimes they would be on grounds at these different beautiful mansions where there were woods, and they were hunting parties, so we would be dressed up in certain costumes or naked or something and sent to hide and then be hunted. There would always be a child or maybe more than one unalived at the end of this. And actually, these people, I have seen cooked babies brought out on platters. They do eat human flesh. They do drink human blood. And sometimes the rituals would also be outdoors. So there would be like a gang violation ritual with a bonfire, where I was drugged so that I was fully conscious but couldn't move my body at all, even my mouth. I couldn't even scream.
Jesus. Some kind of a paralytic. God. What's going on with Weedlander here?
I don't know. I was just curious, like how he's out, he, she, whatever. It always has the most random question. It's just kind of like the mind of a child almost.
I saw that. What about dragons?
It's, I don't know. Whatever. I'm not picking on him. I just was curious.
Oh yeah,
just some of the things that they say.
Here's something random. I thought almost came across the rabbit hole that Soylent Red would be like Himalayan salt. Would be like the inside muscles from petrified giants. Where they,
I've heard that. I've heard that theory. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not from the Himalayas, anyways. That shit's from. It doesn't even come from there. It's really false advertising. It's not any better for you than anything else. But looks like Putin was right, man, about everything.
Well, do you guys remember this is about 6, maybe 8 months ago when President Putin held a press conference and then he told the world that he was fighting Satan, that he had to denazify the West and that the West was ran by an elite network of pedophiles that were like vampires. They literally drank children's blood. That's what Putin told us. And do you remember when the mainstream media had a field day? Guess what we're just learning in the Epstein files? Breaking. Epstein files say Putin moved Ukrainian children for safety from alleged trafficking. This is by Bryce, and he says, Epstein files confirm Russian President Vladimir Putin moved Ukrainian children for safety from being trafficked by Ukrainian elites. So Putin, the man who's supposed to be our number one enemy, the immortal enemy of America, the Russians did it, the Russians did it, when really it was the Israelis that did it. And they were just blaming Putin. Why? Because they want their forever wars. Putin is protecting the Catholic Church. Putin is protecting children. Putin has all of the receipts that prove that this elite class of American Western leaders are trafficking and organ harvesting children and literally adrenochroming them and drinking their blood. So now that I've told you that, I put out a video earlier this week, and I apologize because I know it's going to make you uncomfortable. But the LGBTQ movement, that wasn't by accident. They created that. And by they, I mean God's chosen people. And the saying is, it's not all of them, but it's always them, because it always is. Let me let you in on this one. If you don't feel comfortable sharing it, I understand, no big deal. But if you could, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Wait, you mean transgenderism was an evil psyop the whole time? From Robert Trivers, renowned evolutionary biologist who studied sexual selection in populations of animals, to Jeffrey Epstein, subject trans. We are now pushing the intervention earlier, so you notice your 3-year-old son has trans tendencies, so now you intervene with hormones. Notice this, ready? I would be frightened to do so, but who knows? In other words, I wouldn't do it to my kid, but let's push it on their kids. Why would they do that? Oh, to help people? No, to increasingly produce novel phenotypes, more feminine men, by blocking testosterone receptors or through castration. The purpose of which is to create degenerate sexual fantasies, which promote prostitution and pornography and keep people paying for the injections, which are costly. This was never about medicine. It was promoting satanic, destructive, antenatal social patterns that these people can subvert and make money off of, while destroying your children's lives and your nation, because they hate you and they think of you like cattle.
Oh.
Well, he nailed that one.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Isn't fluidity a Talmudic thing or a Jewish thing? They talked about fluidity, didn't they?
It's Talmudic, yeah. Yeah.
That sexuality was fluid.
There was fluid. Like they got all these different genders in the Talmud.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like whatever. Whatever.
I didn't realize you were on. I was over in Vlad's.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to be on much longer. I'm going to work in the morning again. Damn it. No, that's good.
Snowing here.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be real good and warm here, man.
Yeah, it's about to be in the 60s in like next week here, I think.
It's 52 here right now.
It's snowing here now, but they're saying tomorrow's supposed to be like 38. I don't know.
I think it's going to be 50 something here.
Yeah, I think that's what they said here. Oh my god.
Which doesn't bother me because after a month in Siberia, it's gonna feel like summertime.
Oh, you're only in Siberia? Man,
Yeah.
you should move here.
Yeah, it's gonna be about 51 degrees tomorrow. So that looks
I forget how many.
I can handle that.
Forget how many consecutive days we had that it was under freezing. It was a lot.
You know, they postponed the Artemis moon mission.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah.
Did they
Which
have
seems like that's the standard. That's what they do. Listen to this shit.
America is going to space again, and we're going there to stay.
A permanent lunar base, and we're going back to the moon, back to the future, and this time, back to stay.
Turn to the moon by 2020 as the launching point for missions beyond.
And by 2025, we expect new spacecraft designed for long journeys to allow us to begin the first ever crewed missions beyond the moon into deep space, into the solar system. Not just to visit, but to stay.
It marks an important step in returning American astronauts to the moon.
We will return American astronauts to the moon
within the next 5 years. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to have a base on the moon. We're going to send people to Mars and make life multiplanetary.
The United States will return astronauts to the lunar surface. We will establish the first lunar base camp and the first station in lunar orbit. We intend to land an international astronaut on the surface of the moon by the end of the decade.
An international astronaut.
Ooh, international.
You know what they're missing there, Saab? They're missing the honeymooners where that dude goes, to the moon.
To the moon,
with you."
Alice. To the moon.
We'd had something to get up there, and there she is. He finally had enough.
What do you mean we're not on the moon yet? What happened?
I don't think can't you currently go to Cape Canaveral or the NASA website and isn't Artemis sitting on the launch pad?
Roger had a video of it sitting there.
Right.
For
And
like
then February, I was just looking at February 1st, they supposedly sent up Starlink. And it's like, so how'd they do that? If Artemis is currently on the pad. I don't know.
Saab, did you see that pastor that got the internet stuff taken from him when he took the ship? Did you see that one? Vlad was showing it on his.
No, yeah, everybody keeps showing that. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
who was it?
Because there's no context to where it's at.
Greg Locke, remember Greg Locke, the guy that did that. He did that flat
debate.
Person.
Yeah.
The what do you call it? And kick the guy out of his.
He also threatened Candace Owens.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because the way she don't talk sweet about Israel.
Yeah.
Ain't no good if you don't talk.
There's no context to that video, and it doesn't even look like Antarctica, but I don't know. But it's making the rounds nonetheless.
Don't worry, they were there.
Hang on,
Yeah, I'll take their word for it.
Yeah.
I got a good one for you guys. This guy, he nails it. Listen to this. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, some kind of preacher or some shit.
Trump is a leadhead.
That's right.
He's a fool.
That's a fool.
They're so brainwashed over Trump. If they got a picture, I don't know what they do, but if they got a picture with an 11-year-old or 15-year-old sitting on his lap, you know what they're saying?
That's something, man.
I say AI.
Yeah.
You gotta know pervert in the White House.
Pervert.
Listen to Pastor Jennings, you old Trump lovers. You don't like me, and I don't care if you don't. I love you, you hell-bound heathens.
That's right.
You got a pervert in the White House.
Go ahead.
You ain't got nothing but an orange pervert in the White House.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know I ain't on the air to make friends with nobody.
That's right.
You folks elected a pervert.
It's a pervert.
Why you think the White House and the Congress are so upside down?
Yeah.
The whole America now is upside down.
Upside down.
The whole country that lost their mind practically. Everything is disorganized.
Disorganized. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody commented and said, well, why don't you speak against all the Muslims? All the Muslims need to be deported. Why?
Why?
Because they're Muslims?
Go ahead.
So a Muslim should be deported. And then they commented and said, well, Muslims bombed the towers in New York. Are you sure? So are you telling me that I should say that the Muslims should be deported because they're Muslims?
Lord.
Then why don't you bigots tell me that I should preach against all white folk
right.
for hanging black folk?
Amen.
Are all white folk bigots? No.
No. That's right.
Write me now.
That's right. That's right.
See, I'm a preacher that ain't dictated by the media.
Wonderful.
Government don't tell me what to preach.
Go ahead, man.
I ain't influenced by Trump.
Go ahead.
I'm influenced by Bible here.
That's right. That's right.
Trump said all Somalians are garbage.
Yeah. My Lord, my Lord.
You're a liar.
That's a lie. That's right.
All Somalians are not garbage. In fact, I don't know of no Somalian that's garbage.
No.
And I see you bigots marching past mosque, protesting. Go back to Palestine. Go back to Iran. A lot of Muslims was born here in this country. And some of you are protesting. You came from Europe.
Go ahead.
You go back to Europe.
Go ahead.
Now, when I preach like this, they will say, oh, he's racist. No, I'm not racist. I'm a realist.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
No 501c3 plan for you, buddy.
You can tell
Survey says
there's no separation between church and state, because that guy's talking about political stuff. If he was worried about himself, he would be talking about all the people, the
scumbags and
predators in the
everything.
pulpits and stuff.
I thought that was Steve Harvey.
There's
I did
scumbags
too.
in everything. There's scumbags in every religion. There's scumbags in every race. There's racists in every race.
They're everywhere.
Racist in every race.
Yeah, everybody.
The amazing race.
You know what I mean? There's people that don't like this one, don't like that one. You know, the different strokes for different folks kind of crap. Everybody's got problems.
Amen.
Say it so. Tell him.
Say it isn't so, y'all. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Remember when Trump was selling those Bibles? Did anybody ever get a Trump Bible?
Yeah. Did anybody get one of those?
Now he's selling watches. Did you see his new watch?
He was selling gold sneakers a while ago.
Motherfucker still ain't got the phones that people put.
He just put out a new. Here, I'll find the ad. The new Trump watch.
Oh, for crying out loud! This guy is worse than anything I could ever.
Oh yeah, it's for sale. $100. You can get the Golden Age Edition Bible.
Oh, there you go for $100.
Yep, Golden Age Edition, commemorating the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Holy Bible, and it's gold. Of course, it's gold.
He's just a gaudy.
There you go. It's in the private chat. Oops.
God,
it's beautiful. Wear it on your good wrist.
It's got to be like the size of a hubcap. It's got to be huge.
I bet you open it. Yeah, I bet you it's got his ugly fucking face up inside it somewhere.
Old one.
Got to say 45, 47 on it somewhere. What's the numerology of that, by the way?
45, 47.
Yeah.
What at Charlie Kirk's thing? What was it? 33 or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Not the numerology, but the.
I think that's what it worked out to be. Yeah. numerically. Yeah, I forget how that goes. Let's see.
This is old one.
35 is a 9. And 4 and
here.
7 is, oh yeah, it's 9/11, 9/11. It's 9/11.
Yeah, and it was one of them. Sorry, here. I'm putting a different, I gave you the wrong link. This is the one. It's in back.
Says associated with freedom, positive change, hard work, and a vision. And 47, which is 4 plus 7 is 11, represents introspection, spiritual growth, and perseverance. And combined together, they often symbolize a transition from a phase of action and change, 45, to a period of deeper understanding, reflection, and spiritual development, 47.
Did you ever notice that his mouth looks like a fucking butthole?
I wasn't paying attention. No, it's not that one.
What's your favorite?
It's the one I grabbed last.
It's the one, but it's the one below that one. I put
That's the one I got.
from last.
It's the
Trump
same,
watches.
Exactly
I
the
put
same.
the same
Both
thing.
of them are exactly the same.
Hang on, sorry. What the hell?
Says
Yeah,
Trump watch is only $100,000.
That one's a year ago.
$100,000 for a fucking watch.
Yeah, the new ones aren't only like 100, but still.
Yeah, they had to drop the price. Wonder
They
how
got to
many-
be made in China.
Come
I would hope.
Those ain't American watches, obviously.
It's only
Otherwise,
a minute. While you find
Casio
them.
makes a good
President
watch.
Donald J. Trump here to introduce something really special. I think you're going to love it. My new Trump watches. We're doing quite a number with watches, and the quality to me is very important. The Trump Victory Tourbillon. This isn't just any watch. It's one of the best watches made. It's
There it
a
is.
tourbillon watch with almost 200 grams of gold and more than 100 real diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds. I love gold. I love diamonds. We all do. Only 147 of these extraordinary watches will ever exist in the world, and owning one puts you in a very exclusive club. I have watch number 1, and I'm going to keep it. It's mine, and that's the way I want to have it. Each watch is numbered and extremely rare, a true collector's item, and it includes a personal letter signed by me. Get your Trump watch right now. Go to gettrumpwatches.com. It's Trump time.
I put it's the short in back there. I thought I didn't look much different than that, but that was
I
one.
think this is just a short made from that, isn't it?
No, this is the new one that just came out. That other one was from a year ago. I don't even know if that last one's real. It looks like it, but this one I saw on the TV with my very own eyes.
It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. Please make a great gift. It's Trump time.
Trump time.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald.
God.
He was selling
embarrassing.
He was selling steaks in the 2000s. Trump steaks.
Jesus, who the fuck is this? I mean,
made with the ear blood.
Oh, I can't. I don't know, man. It's one of those people that's just so braggadocious. And,
That's why you should come out with the soft watch. Buy it now.
The Sav watch. That's it, man. It just have everything. It just says now. It doesn't even have.
Doesn't need any moving
No
parts
time
at
like
all.
the present.
It's just a little medallion on your wrist that says now, and
just points to the sun. Look at the sun.
Doesn't point.
Points to the 24-hour sun.
Jeff Benewald said, Billy Mays here.
Oh, wait. How much would you pay? Don't answer. If you order now, in the next 10 minutes, you'll get. Like there's somebody there with a stopwatch waiting. I bet you nobody call and they go, "Oh, I'm sorry, you missed the 5-minute deadline. It's actually been 6 minutes." And
Away said the wrist sundial.
then you don't get the free vegetable chopper and none of that. And you fucked up. Had you called a
Right.
little kid, now you got to pay
You won't
twice
just get
as much.
one hand or two hands. You'll get 3 hands on this watch.
I say just the one hand, so that way you just kind of got an idea of what time it is.
No.
Just the hour.
No, there's no hands at all. It's just a white medallion that says now. So whenever you want to see what time it is, it's now.
No. Not then.
I have an old watch. I might, you know what I'll do during the week, Sov? I'll take a watch apart and I'll make the Sov watch. Next time we come on, I'll model it, show you the model. It'll be available for purchase, everybody.
Lots
the
of
Sov
gold.
watch.
Lots of gold. Gotta have it. Trump it up, man. Put some. I want you to think Huggy Bear as you're doing this.
My God.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll off here because I gotta get up in the morning.
Good to see you guys, even though I was a little late. I apologize.
Oh, it's all right, man. I had to go. I went a little early tonight. I went an hour early tonight.
I think I walked out of the room and I probably didn't see it and then came back because I walked away a few times. And that was probably why. I was like, oh, I haven't seen him on yet. Then I was like, all right, Vlad was on for 5, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. And I said, let me check one more time. And I was like, damn it. Damn it.
You get your other channel back yet?
I think it's tomorrow. It might have been today. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Let's take a.
You should simulcast them on both channels for a couple days.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Good idea.
You should do it on all 3. Do it on this one, that one, and Rumble.
Oh yeah,
he already does it on Rumble.
Yeah.
Simulcast and I do it on everything.
Yep, I'll have it everywhere. It's gonna be everywhere. You won't be able to get rid of us.
Then you can at least, whichever one you're on, you can tell people if they go the wrong one to hop over to the right place for the first couple days.
Yep. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta get in here and get my.
Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody in chat too.
Later.
Sulfuric acid and jerky.
Yeah, man. Sulfuric acid and jerky. What the hell? I'm gonna walk.
Sounds like a good time.
I'm gonna walk this jerky up to Jeffrey. What the fuck does that mean, man? Come on, that's crazy. I'm just gonna walk this up to him. I'm gonna walk. Crazy shit. Anyway, don't forget, the Earth is not a globe, and it's run by a bunch of fucking cannibalistic pedophile vampires, man.
So you're obviously not looking at the sun or the moon or the sky.
I know.
Dude, you got to get with it.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying, working at it. So, anyway, with that being said, don't forget, folks, the Lord loves a working man. Don't never, ever, ever trust Whitey. See your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. And if you heard the shot, probably wasn't meant for you, but you should probably duck anyways. We'll see you next time on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Good night, everyone.